thoughts. Let's go live here.
Woo.
Let the music play while people are joining on in. And if y'all didn't know, you should be able to comment through Restream here or through StreamYard.
Sweet. I was just going to redirect people to the Twitch page. Is that all? Is that where you prefer?
Either one works. Yeah, Twitch or YouTube. Oh, Claude, I lost you there for a second. It looked like.
Yeah, I was trying to log in to my yard to my YouTube.
All good?
Yeah.
All right. Welcome, friends. Hope you're enjoying the tunes as we're getting started here. Brandon, a good Baba Booey to you as well. Wait a second, I know that, Claude. All right. You know, we'll bring down the privacy banner here in just a second and introduce our guests here. And we'll, I think it's about time that we're gonna fade out this music. All right, welcome everybody to Masks and Mayhem's Haze and Fury in Smoke in the Air. I am your Game Master RC, and with me are two fine folks who are going to be your heroes for tonight's adventure. Say hi, heroes.
Hi, heroes!
Hi, heroes.
Oh, I also just realized you guys did get switched over when we lost connection. We said it would happen.
Told you it was going to happen.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Claude, you're some kind of psychic, and I don't know if that's allowed. I don't know if that's legal.
Banned.
That being said, how about I have you introduce yourselves, both yourself and what you do, and your character.
You're on the other side there, Claude. You go first.
Okay, I will go first then. I am Claude, aka Curly Insane Guy _. You can find me on Threads, where I'll be talking about TTRPGs and comic books mostly. I'm also kind of in these kind of shows a lot in comments and things.
Yes, you are.
Hi, I'm Mother of Carp. I make things and do stuff on Twitch. You can find me at Twitch/Mother of Carp. Carp is also okay. That works. I am new to the Mayhem cast. Very, very new, but I was here for a Halloween one-off. And
I was going to say, you're not that new. You've joined us previously.
I'm new-ish.
Oh, Claude, I got a comment here that you might not be synced. Speak for me. Let me see how your audio is.
Hey.
I'm seeing some lag. Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Interesting. Okay, let me see what I can do real quick about that.
Yeah. We'll hold off then. Well, while you figure that out. But I guess actually I can give my little introduction. As I mentioned, I am RC, Game Master at Masks and Mayhem Podcast. And tonight's stream is going to use the game Mutants and Masterminds 3rd Edition by our friends at Green Ronin Publishing. For the uninitiated, the game's main mechanic is a d20 plus an ability modifier versus a difficulty check. This allows it to facilitate cinematic action. Character creation offers nearly unlimited flexibility to create any type of character. And the system also has a sort of currency called hero points that allow you to reroll dice and reroll dice, edit scenes, and modify or boost a character's powers in a pinch. They are earned by leaning into genre tropes like setbacks and complications, as well as heroic behavior, good roleplay, jokes I think are funny, and even jokes I think aren't. So, let us get started. Claude, let's check your video real quick and see how you're doing.
I think I've still got a delay happening.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yep.
say you didn't earlier, so that's weird.
I don't know what happened.
All right, well, we're just gonna kind of roll with it, and we'll figure it out maybe during our little intermissions. Uh,
Sounds good.
At
that
least
being,
the audio's good, right?
I'll say the audio is crisp. The audio is fine.
That's so weird. But yeah, okay. I'm heard.
Could be a connection issue. Could be I don't know. How are, I guess the rest of us are all right. No one else has commented, I assume. Let's start off real quick with a little warm up question. Kind of try to answer this in character, essentially. Um, let's go with Carp. Your character, Storm Fury. How would she feel about keeping secrets from Dr. Haze?
Oh, I can keep a good secret. This one time back at the monastery, I was talking to my friend, and we were supposed to. You know what? I think I don't think I'm supposed to tell the secret, but I think I can tell you. We were we were supposed to sneak out some extra rolls for dinner, and we didn't want to tell anybody, and we didn't get caught, and I wasn't going to tell anybody, and I kept that secret for my whole life until now.
Until now, when you told the audience and God. Um,
Damn
right.
it! Not again.
And then Dr. Haze, or Claude, how does Dr. Haze, does he care about how he's perceived?
Yeah, he considers himself a professional, definitely. So he likes to be viewed that way. And then whenever he's in his more vigilante side, he wants to be intimidating. And it helps him do his job if he's perceived correctly.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. And let me just get in here. And sorry, I kind of got a little sidetracked with the audio stuff. We did the introductions for ourselves. Did we do the introductions for the characters?
We did not.
Let's circle back to that then. Carp, we'll start with you again. Tell us a little bit about who Storm Fury is.
Hi. Storm Fury is a young mid-20s gal. She grew up in most of her life. She lived in a monastery. Grew up in the city, but was a bit of a rambunctious kid. Was taken to the monastery when she started to learn that she had these awesome wind powers, and the monastery helped to learn her control these powers. And she loves doing martial arts. But after some time, Storm Fury decided that, after some events, which will not be named, it's best to leave the monastery in search of maybe something that suits her life a little bit better. So now she's a security guard at a museum, and that's going pretty well. Still keeps in contact with some of her old friends, and that's Storm Fury. That's Storm Fury.
All right, and Claude, tell us a bit about Dr. Haze.
So Dr. Haze, aka Jake Bradley, aka Rory Stevens, lots of names going on here. He started Rory as a med student, kind of fell in with a bad crowd, acting as sort of a mob doctor in a gang, and things went really wrong one night when they shot the wrong person, or his friends did, and he tried to save the woman's life, but before she passed, she cursed Rory and his friends, and because he tried to save her in the end, she gave him a chance to not suffer this curse as badly as his friends. So as they faded to smoke, she told him that with enough willpower, he could pull himself back together and be a person again. And after some time, he was able to do so, and now he has adopted a new identity. He continues working in the medical field at a free clinic now, and at night, he beats up bad guys.
Hell yeah.
I think that about covers
As
it.
you do.
And let me just take care of one last thing before we roll into the game.
Literally.
And I guess, maybe tell us a little bit about the relationship between Storm Fury and Dr. Haze, like how you two think about that, given that this is your first adventure that we're playing on screen together.
He seems a little bit moody and broody sometimes, but I think he's all right. A little rough around the edges, but I think he's nice once you get to know him, right? He doesn't seem too bad. Very, very good and reliable to work with. That's absolutely a truth. The last mission that we were on, I knew that I could count on this guy.
All right, cool.
And it's mostly mutual. I mean, she's a little bubbly. She talks a little too much, but when the chips are down, that's who you've got to rely on. And so far, dependable.
You got to rely on.
He's not stressed. He's not stressed.
All right, so as we fade in, it's a dark night in Highwind City, Michigan. It's the middle of February. It's a really cold night out, and Storm Fury, you've been out on patrol, and you stumbled upon a couple young punks who were kind of robbing a convenience store, and they saw you. You're kind of a known figure, so they fled. Tell me how you take them down. Can you guys hear me?
Oh yeah.
Was that for? Sorry, I thought you
sorry,
said
that
for
was
Storm
for-
Fury.
Yeah, that was for
for
Storm
me.
Fury.
Oh,
Yeah,
for
okay.
me. Oh,
That's-
sorry. Haze and Fury. That was me. Sorry about
No,
that.
it's all good.
Okay. So I see them. I'm going to run right after them, and hey, wait up! And I'm going to start running after them.
Okay.
Mhm.
And let's say I think they're gonna try to like throw some debris in your way, try and slow your chase.
I see the debris coming, and I'm going to do a kick and do a whirlwind kick and blow that out of the way.
Okay, all right. And you kind of gain that ground back on them really quickly. And what do you do to take them out?
I leap. How many of them are there?
You saw 3.
Okay, I'm gonna aim right for the one in the middle, and I'm gonna leap, and I'm gonna do a tackle and try and like catch him and roll him down to the ground with me.
Okay, so that's how you took down the one.
Mhm.
What about the other 2? They're gonna stop and they're gonna try to like help their friend who you're kind of attacking now.
Well, depending on how they approach me, I'm going to push down on the guy that I tackled and do a split kick and kick them both in each of their respective faces.
Okay, so we're talking physical kicks as opposed to anything wind related.
Well, I
Okay.
mean, there'd be a little bit of a out of my kicks, but it's not the main wind kick. It's going to be a physical with a little bit of oomph to it.
All right, and then it's at this point, Dr. Haze, that you're actually kind of coming around the area, and it looks like even though Storm Fury got these 3, there's actually one that was left, and he's coming up behind her with like a hammer.
Okay, then that's my cue. He will fly in, smoke billowing from underneath the bandages that comprise his form currently, and he will float up quickly behind the person and kind of reach forward, his fingers turning into tendrils of smoke, and they will go into this man's nose and mouth and suffocate him just a little.
And eventually he passes out and falls to the ground. And I think, again, this is about the time that you both realize, or that's the point that Storm Fury realizes that she just got an assist.
Well, dang! Thank you so much. Thanks for keeping an eye on my 6 for me.
Yeah, long time no see.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You were the guy from that one time when we beat up the mob guys. Yeah. How have you been? Are you doing good?
Yes, by definition, we are doing good currently, and also I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Everything's been going great. I'm still working at the museum. You should come back sometime.
I think last time I was going to stop a robbery at the museum. I feel
Yeah, it
like
was a
you
good
want
time.
to limit that type of visit.
Yeah, but it was still a good time. I remember that. Oh, yeah. I remember like it was yesterday. Yeah, you took those guys out really quick.
But sure, I'll come visit with my copious amounts of free time.
Sounds great.
All right, so you've taken out this lot. Are you gonna do anything with them, or are you just gonna leave them?
Oh, I grab the one kid and by his collar, and I hold him up, and I'm like, So this guy's a troublemaker. You think he looks like the ringleader to me. What do you think we should do with this guy? I'm just holding up this kid.
And he's pretty conscious still, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say he was mostly unconscious. You knocked him out, and now he's kind of waking up from being picked up.
Okay. So I pick him up and I'm like, what do you think we should do with this guy?
Well, if he's the instigator, I think we probably shouldn't let him do that sort of thing again, should we?
What are the other cohorts doing?
They've been completely knocked out. So I was gonna say the only reason that he woke up is because you touched him.
So I poke him a little bit. I'm like, hey, wakey, wakey. What were you guys doing out here?
And I think he kind of like, crap. We were holding up that store.
Right.
Yeah.
You were holding up the store. Did you take anything?
No, you stopped us before we could.
Good. And you know what's going to happen if you try that again?
Another kick in the head, I imagine.
That's a good start.
And I have to let you know these repeatedly being knocked unconscious is really not great for your long-term future.
It's fine. I mean, I've been knocked in the head a few times, but I turned out relatively okay.
If that's not warning enough, I don't know what is. And these guys surrender. What do you do?
Then I want to let him go. Do you agree to this?
That's fine.
Should we? Yeah.
Get out of trouble.
Right.
Yeah, we don't need to put them in the system or anything.
No, God, no. Let's let him go.
All right, and they scamper away.
Make better decisions.
And so now it's just the two of you out alone on this street, and you are in Soda Falls district of Highwind City, former manufacturing area, where a lot of like different sodas were made. That was like it was most known for.
So, is anything open right now?
It's pretty late at night. I'd say like 10 o'clock. So there's probably like small convenience stores open. That's really probably the extent of it in this area.
Okay, so looking at all of the billboards and some of I'm assuming that there's like history painted on the walls. It's really making me crave a soda. So I would love to stop for a soda.
All right. You stop in a little. We're gonna have you just stop in a little side convenience store like Clark Family Convenience Store, and you've probably been in this one before. Shop owner's name is Raheem Clark, and he recognized you. He goes, Storm Fury, good to see you.
Hey, Raheem, how you doing? How's the family?
Oh, they're doing great. As I say, what kind of pop are you looking for?
Let's see, my standard orange soda. That's my favorite. You know me.
Oh yeah, Storm Fury loves orange soda.
I do. So I pay for my soda and
So you keep money in your robes. That was going to be my next question, actually.
Absolutely. No, there's a little pocket in the side, so I keep a little pouch in there, and
Does Storm Fury have a credit card? Or a debit card? Does Storm Fury have a bank account?
Yes, Storm Fury has a bank account. She just got one.
I would highly recommend that you don't give a card with your real name on it to a convenience store owner, but I can't control your character.
It's just Raheem. What does he know? He's fine.
Raheem's no snitch. It's okay.
Raheem is not a snitch. He's a good guy.
I mean, you also run around without a mask on, so like your amount of secret identity is like minimal at best. That being said, what are you doing, Dr. Haze, while this is happening?
There's a brief bit where the facade breaks and he like reaches in his pockets, realizing that he does not really keep anything in the coat, and he quietly does not order a soda.
Hey, do you want me to get one for you? I can get one for you. We've been working hard today. You know you want something cold and refreshing.
You're right. Okay. Cream soda.
All right.
I feel like you're not going to stop asking me until I say yes.
What flavor?
Just normal cream soda.
Okay, I buy you a cream soda too.
All right. And you're outside on the curb, sipping your sodas, however that works with a smoke being. That's what's in my head.
That's a great
I
question.
was like, where does it go? Do you transform back? I don't know.
Transform enough back.
All right, so you're like half human, half smoke being.
Just the esophagus. It's weird. It's a whole thing.
Truly
Don't worry about
horrifying.
it. Yeah, it's awful. Don't think about it.
You live a cursed existence. I'm sorry. It's around that time that you get this kind of crispiness in the air, and it's not. It takes you just a few moments to realize, like, you're smelling an intense fire somewhere in the near vicinity. Like, clearly not on this block because you don't see it, but you know, like, you're seeing smoke. You're seeing smoke in the air, and you know that there's something burning nearby.
That seems concerning.
Yeah,
That seems very concerning. We should address that.
I would say enough that you can, like, there's enough smoke coming now that you can tell it's, like, clearly like the block behind this one. Like, you would have to go around the corner.
Okay.
So, and as I'm thinking, I'm like, wait, this guy's not a smoker. We didn't like leave a lit cigarette anywhere, did we? How did we miss this? Let's go check that out. How did we miss this? Yeah,
It's got to be pretty new. Let's go.
I chug my soda as fast as I possibly can and run.
And as you're coming around the corner, you slowly see more and more like light flickering off, like rebounding off of the side of buildings. And you come around, and across the street now, you see this soon starting to be raging inferno. Like this house is going up like matchsticks.
This is not
and it's
good.
it's a like a 4-story apartment building. You know, like probably like a good 20 apartments are in this building. There's and you hear whew, and you see a fire truck pulling up, but this blaze is just again out of control. And you see a group of civilians kind of gathered around, looking on in horror. Some people are crying, clearly like this is probably their house.
Mm-hmm. I go over to somebody who looks like they're crying. I'm like, hey, what happened here? What happened?
I don't know. It's just it's everything's gone. Oh god, it all happens so fast. I have no idea how. I've never seen an apartment building go up like that. Nothing newer. Like I guess it's not new. It's an old building, but like they build them better.
How many houses are in here? How many units
There's
are in
probably
here?
like 20 apartments in this building.
And how many people are outside?
I'd say a good dozen or so at this point. Like
The
And
only
then
one
I
that's
look
not
around.
accounted for, I'll ask
Yeah,
one nearby. Yeah.
yeah. It seems like there might be some people not accounted for by the size.
Well, what you're taking notice of is you see a man who is basically fighting with 2 of the firefighters now. Like he's struggling with them and trying to get past them. And he's a bigger guy. He definitely is some kind of like weightlifter. And as you get a better look at him, you realize that this is William Darwin, aka Billy the Brute, who's the former gang leader of the gang you took out together about a year ago.
Oh shit! Who let him out?
But he looks. The thing you'd say is most different is he was a known slam pack user, which is a sort of steroid enhancing drug, and he looks significantly smaller than the last time you saw him when he was all hopped up on slam packs.
Ha! You remember that guy, right?
Yep.
This ain't good.
And he's just struggling trying to get past the 2 firefighters to the apartment building.
He's trying to get in.
Correct.
Have a quick word with him before we run in.
I'll follow him behind you. All right.
Sounds good.
The second he sees you, he goes, "Storm Fury, Dr. Haze, you got to help me.
What's
talking,
going
Billy.
on? What's going on?
My daughter, she's in there.
Where is she?
3rd floor, 1st apartment, please." And the firefighters are like, and he's just like, "Let me go." And they're like, "We can't let you go in there."
Is there a fire escape on the side of the building?
There's definitely a fire escape on the side of the building. But the flames are really starting to come out. Like a bunch of the windows are now like just walls of flame coming out of them.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a fire escape.
Yuri, I'll head in.
The ladder itself is currently pulled up though.
Okay. You're gonna
I'll head in at the 3rd floor. Yeah, if you want to find out if there's anyone on the lower floors.
Okay. Then I'll head in through the lower floors and I'll take a look around. All right, let's go. Yeah! Let's charge!
I
All right.
add to the smoke by becoming it.
All right, so you're gonna fly up to the 3rd floor. Then it sounds like using your smoke abilities.
I'm
Yep.
gonna do some kicks as I go to like blow smoke and fire away from me to clear a bit of a path.
Okay, yeah, you're kind of creating a bit of a whirlwind effect,
Mhm.
kind of a safety zone in the center as you're
Mhm.
going. And you're checking the lower apartments. Was that correct?
Yeah.
All right. For the most part, they seem to have cleared out. Like, it doesn't seem like much of this building is occupied at the moment.
Okay. Is there another way out other than the door that we came in from, or would I just still have to whirlwind my way back out?
You're gonna have to whirlwind your way back out. You do find, let's say, we'll say you find one person,
Okay.
like jeez, got all tongue tied right there.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, an elderly man who is struggling to get past. He's he was trapped for a little bit until you were able to get to him.
I'll pick him up and I'll yell out to the 3rd floor, Dr. Haze, can you hear me from down here?
And the fire's really intense, but we'll say yes, you can hear each other.
Okay. All right, cool.
Just
All right.
barely.
All right, so I'm going to take the old man out, and then I'm going to go back in and try and approach from the lower floors and see how close to the 3rd floor I can get, or how engulfed the flames are.
It looks like it's mostly the apartment buildings. Like it's getting to the hallways, but it's not like you're able to move fairly swiftly through. And then Dr.
Okay.
Hayes, you said you're going in through the 3rd floor. Like, are you busting a window, or what's the plan here?
I would flow through a window in a gaseous form. If there's a crack anywhere, I'll go for it.
Okay, yeah, we'll say the one of the windows was cracked open a little bit. You're able to slip on through. You got to be careful though, because this apartment that you're in is pretty much fully blaze going.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'll start calling out. It's gonna be chaos in here, but
All right.
Can anyone hear me?
And you hear, "Help! Help me!"
I head in the direction of the voice.
And you head in the direction of voice, and you find basically a kid's room. And in this room, it looks like a dresser got knocked over, and it's kind of trapped this young girl under it.
Gotcha. Is there a window in this room?
There is a window in this room. Yes, it does not go to the
Okay.
fire escape though.
Gotcha. I'm sure Fury can catch a child being thrown, right?
Yep, you're going to have to yell out the plan, though. Or I'm running up the stairs to meet you. Where are you, Dr. Hayes? Where are you? Where are you?
And you're generating whirlwinds, I assume,
Yes.
to keep
Oh,
keep
yeah.
the flames away from you.
Yep.
3rd
Flailing.
floor, I've got the kid.
All right, I'm running up to you. All right. What's the plan? Is there a fire escape?
Not in this room. I can try to look for one, but we got to get her out of here quick.
Let's get her out. All right. Do you want to go with the plan of me trying to catch her from the lower floor?
Yeah. So he'll call out, can you get out by the windows?
Oh yeah. I just kick my way out. I get down to the 2nd floor and I kick a window out and I break it and I leap out. And I'm like, all right, we're good. Where are you? Where are you?
Roll me an acrobatics check though, just to make
Okay.
sure that you get that landing.
All right, that's a 16 plus my acrobatics.
I think you've got this.
Yeah.
What was your total though?
Let's see.
Just curious
Acrobatics is where is my acrobatics?
Second
That
page
is
on the right.
yeah. Okay, so that's a 26.
26. Yeah, you nimbly land, tuck and roll, and back into a standing position, and you immediately can take off running to get to the right window.
Sweet. All right.
All right.
Where are you? I'm ready.
What's the condition of this kid?
As I say, I
the
mean,
dresser and
her
stuff.
leg is trapped by the dresser, but she is not burned at all. The flames are encroaching upon her, but have not reached her.
Gotcha. I'll try to get in between her and the dresser and lift it up while making sure it can't jostle and push against her at all.
Okay, and she's able to kind of scramble her way out. And she's about 9 or so years old.
Gotcha.
And she just seems very scared by all the fire, and she's also a little hesitant about the bandage man who is
Horrified bandage man. Yeah, I was about
the
to say,
bandage
hey,
man with the bright red eyes.
Who's
Hey,
gonna throw her?
I promise I didn't escape your nightmares or anything. I'm here to rescue you.
I don't know if that was the most calming thing you could say to a
He's
child.
not
But
his bedside manner, so to speak, needs a little work.
it leaves a little to be desired.
A little bit.
All right, and so you're gonna grab this kid, and the plan is to throw out the window to Storm Fury.
Yep.
All right, and so I think she's hesitant. She's like, I don't know, it's a long drop. And Storm.
It's okay. I've got you. I've done this a bunch of times.
All right,
Yeah.
and if
You can trust it.
all right,
I will actually put my coat on her, and then whenever I break the window, so she's in it, no glass can catch on her or anything.
Okay. And then you kind of just like help her get.
I'm
out the window?
gonna generate.
Yeah,
I'll generate a
window
kick
in, yeah.
whirlwind to like gently brace her fall as she comes down.
Perfect.
Oh,
All
that's
right, yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, you're easily
I love
able
it.
to slow her descent enough to catch her. And she's scared and nervous. She's like, "Thank you both."
Oh, you're welcome. And I'm gonna take her over to her pops.
And then before we get to that, Dr. Haze, what's your escape plan now?
I'll turn back into smoke and kind of float around in the building for a little bit since I don't need to breathe, and I'll try to see if there's anyone else just to be super sure.
You don't find anyone else, and after a little bit of searching, it does look like this building it's coming down shortly here. And you
Gotcha.
see the jets of water coming in from the fire trucks, but it's not gonna you're not a fire expert, but the little bit you know, this place is not going to be salvageable, and it's not going to be stable for much longer.
I'm no fireologist, but I think we should get out of here.
Well, I'll say Storm Fury's already out of here, so you're gonna.
Yep.
Oh, I just mean everyone should back up a little more because this thing's gonna go down.
Yeah. And then Storm Fury, when you give the daughter back to her dad, he goes, "Serenity, you're all right." And he's like looking her over, and she's like, "I'm okay, Dad." And he gives her like a big hug, and he just he makes eye contact with you, and he goes, "Thank you, Storm Fury."
It's all in a day's work.
And then a smoky mass would solidify next to them and say, "I need that coat back."
And she takes the coat off and she hands it to you. And I imagine you whip it around dramatically to put it back on.
Yeah, of course. This is the only way to put it on.
Obviously.
That's why they make these.
And the firefighters, kind of like what you were saying, are kind of getting everyone to back up. And it looks like this building is coming down shortly. You see like parts of it start to collapse in on itself. And the crowd, a couple more people have arrived. Looks like to be tenants, and they're just like very distraught.
Are there any other like nearby buildings that seem in danger of?
They are able to contain it enough that it's not endangering the other buildings. Like this is a standalone building. Like there's like a little yard. That's
Okay, gotcha.
The
It's
next
not.
one. And then not long after that, it's just a smoldering heap.
Well,
Damn.
that's a damn shame. Wonder what started this in the first place.
Yeah.
Hey, are there any fire inspectors or anybody like that's doing the forensics work right now to determine the cause of the blaze?
You see a couple firefighters, and when they see you, they, if you ask them about that, they basically tell you like, "Oh, they're on their way. It's going to be a little bit. We're just doing cleanup right now."
I have some questions about this fire. What say you, Dr. Haze?
Well, there's a known troublemaker on hand that might know a bit, potentially.
What you thinking?
Let's ask our old friend if he has any ideas.
Yeah, I like the way you think. Let's go do that.
All right, so you're approaching Mr. Darwin.
Yes.
All right, and he's sitting with his daughter. They're like on the stoop. They're on like a stoop across the street, just kind of like looking, kind of a 1,000-yard stare at their old apartment.
Darwin, a word, probably away from your daughter.
All right, Serenity, you stay here. I'll be right back. She goes, "Okay, Dad," and he stands up, kind of straightens his shirt out, and walks over with you. We'll say about like 5-10 feet away, something like that.
I look at you and I'm like, I'm gonna watch the kid. You tell me what you find out. So I'm gonna watch his kid because 9-year-old alone with all that stuff. So I'm gonna do trauma response with the kid.
Haze gives a nod.
Mm-hmm.
What is it?
Darwin,
Yes.
adding arson to your list of crimes by any chance?
And I think at that point, he actually grabs you by the collar and says, "Do you think I'd ever endanger my family?"
All I'm saying is you're not known for making the best decision.
Yes, I know. I've been clean for over a year now. I've been trying to get myself on the right path. I was making headway, and now this.
So not you. Any enemies from the old life that might have targeted this building?
No, it's I've been keeping a low profile. I didn't, when I got out, I just wanted to start over.
Gotcha.
And
Notice anything strange before it started?
uh,
Smells, sounds.
Oh, you mean in the immediate? No, it was sudden. I was, I was getting ready to head to work, and then all of a sudden I smelled smoke, and then almost immediately it seemed like the whole building was ablaze. A few of us, obviously we are able to get out, but it came out of nowhere.
Right. Okay. Well,
I
appreciate it.
I'm telling you, Doctor, I had nothing to do with this.
I believe you. And sorry. This looks pretty bad. We'll be looking into it.
Thank you for your help tonight. I owe you a great debt.
Well, we'll call ourselves even if you let's just hope your kid doesn't have nightmares about me specifically. I can't do much about this,
All right. Meanwhile, Storm Fury, you're with Serenity Darwin, who's just mostly quiet, and she just, every once in a while says, "Thank you again."
You're welcome. Hey, do you like video games? Is this a year where we have? Okay.
Yeah. It's 2024.
Okay, so I pull out my phone and I pull out Tetris for her because that is a good trauma response thing that you can give to people who've gone through something traumatic to help them process what's going on. So I gave her some video.
Tetris specifically, or just
Yes,
oh, okay.
Tetris specifically.
Did not know that.
Yeah, it's a real fact. So I give her some video games on my phone to play around with to help her take her mind off of some things.
You know what? Take a hero point for helping me learn something tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
We can now classify this as an educational stream too. So win-win.
I don't know if we can go that far. And so, she's playing the game and she just says, "That was really scary. I've never, I've never been in a fire like that before. I mean, I've heard about them before, but."
Most people haven't been to fire before, but you handled it really well. I remember my first fire. I cried like a baby, but you did great.
And she laughs a little bit at that, because she thinks that you're joking. And, also, I realized I didn't mention, you actually each start with 1 hero point. So now, Storm Fury, you have 2, and Dr. Haze has 1.
Hell yeah.
And let me think for a moment. So you've come from the child. We'll say that these 2 points kind of intersect with each other. That you finish up with your discussion with Billy the Brute and Serenity, respectively.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. So, did you learn anything?
He doesn't know why.
Well, that's one
How's
less
the
person.
kid?
I think she's going to be okay after a lot of therapy.
Fair.
So, any note from if the fire investigators are here yet, or if they've arrived?
Yeah, they've arrived, and they started kind of collecting samples, and it seems to be actually like really quickly, and then they pack up and they look like they're about to leave.
I want to catch one of them and say, "Hey, can you pinpoint where all this started?"
And the guy's kind of taken aback, and the other one, and then like his partner goes, "No, local hero."
Yeah. Hi, I'm Storm Fury.
And the one that was originally giving you a weird look kind of rolls his eyes at that, and he points towards the back and he says, "Yeah, it looks like started from this entrance over here. High grade accelerant of some kind. It spread really quickly. I've really never seen anything like it."
I look over at Dr. Haze. I'm like, well, that's really interesting.
Yeah, someone definitely set this fire. And he's like, "We're gonna have to do some more investigation." But frankly, and he kind of takes a look over towards William Darwin and says, "I think we know who did this."
Oh, what are you thinking?
You're telling me Billy the Brute's here, and a blaze happens, and it's not some scheme? Get real.
I don't know. I mean, he did put his daughter was in there. It seems kind of weird that he put his daughter in danger. I don't know.
Yeah, well, like I said, a criminal meathead like him, who knows why he does anything? Who knows why he does it to his own house?
Is there still much of a crowd around? I kind of want to look and see if anyone's being like super sketchy, like watching what they did unfold, perhaps.
At this point, most of the crowd is dispersed.
Dissipated.
They've kind of like, either they had someone else come pick them up, or they seem to have left to go take a bus or the subway. Like it was the middle of the night. They need to go get some sleep. It's by this point, it's probably a little after midnight.
Well, here's my my license information and stuff so please keep us in contact about this incident. I'll call you back in like a few days or something, and then we'll see if you have any updates.
I'd say the one that looks a little annoyed at you, but the partner plucks the card from his hand and goes, "We'll be in contact, Storm Fury."
Thank you. I turn around and walk away.
All right, and yeah, at this point, there's not a lot of material you can get from this, other than, like I said, the one thing that they said that was of note is that some kind of accelerant was used. That's their only explanation for how it all started from one location like that.
Are there any security cameras in the area?
Let's make an investigation check.
I'm going to investigate for that. Wait, am I able to investigate? That's a good question.
You should be able to. I think you have a little bit of it. Yeah, just a little bit of investigation.
A tiny bit.
I can help snoop around.
Okay.
I rolled a 1, so I got a 3.
Okay. Before we come to that, Dr. Haze, is there anything in particular you're on the lookout for or thinking about?
I was gonna go for the cameras too, actually.
All right,
or just
hey, I'll let you do it as a combined check then. So we'll have you roll as well.
or I would ask around if any people did stick around, just to see if they saw anything or.
Okay, yeah. Well, let's roll. We'll still I'll make it a team investigation check.
Okay.
So
I got a. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I got a 1. So I got a 3, but I rolled a 1. So I did terribly.
It's not looking great.
It's all on you, buddy.
I got a 22, 16 plus a 6.
22. So we're going to say you found some security cameras, and after a lot of back and forth with the owner of the house that they were at, turns out they're actually fake. They're just deterrents.
Damn.
Like he was trying to see if you would pay him or something.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I mean, it's smart if you can't afford the real thing, but would have been useful this time.
And you said you're going to try and talk to some of the people that remained?
Yeah.
Okay. You go up to, we'll say it's the person you originally spoke to, the one who was just like crying and stuff. She said, I just don't have anywhere else to go. And I already didn't have enough money. They raised the rent like $300 2 months ago. All my stuff's gone. I got to go to work tomorrow. This sucks.
I'm so sorry. I would wonder, actually, if I have to, I'll throw a hero point at this. But I work at like a free clinic to help people, is what it's like his thing. I feel like he would know about like shelters and other resources for people who might not be doing great. So if he has that kind of information, he would share that with her.
Okay. You know what? I'm actually that's gonna get you a hero point. You're not even gonna have to spend
Aha. Cool.
And so, are you asking her any specific questions or anything additionally?
I'll ask if she noticed anything strange or like where she was when the fire was out, like started? Because she may not have been in a place to see anything, but just in case she was.
I was getting home from work when it happened. I'm doing swing shifts right now, and I'm just sorry. I'm really exhausted.
No, I understand. I'm
Thank you for the
trying not to,
information.
to pressure you too much on this. I just, if you were pulling in, did you happen to see any like vehicles you didn't recognize near the complex, or someone driving away in a hurry or anything like that?
No, no one driving. The only thing that stood out to me, and I figured it was just, maybe it was like a gas line or something, but shortly after the fire started, I saw like a jet of flame go into the air. I figured it was like, maybe like a pipe or something, catching fire, but it just seemed to like spurt into the air, and then it was gone. It was the only time that happened throughout the whole fire, so like it seemed odd.
Yeah,
But no, I didn't see any vehicles or anything. Do you think someone did this?
we're looking into it.
Okay. Well, thank you again for the information. I'm gonna go make some calls. I'm glad I have my phone on me.
Yeah. Yeah, get some rest. It's gonna be tough, but yeah, try to get some sleep. You can have your head in the right place to figure this all out.
Thank you. And she kind of takes off. All right. So it's just as I say, at this point, with the fire being out, the scene kind of being cordoned off. Firefighters have taken off too, and you see William Darwin and Serenity Darwin, and William looks over at you and gives you a nod before they kind of go around the corner and take off as well, leaving the two of you alone in the street.
Well,
Yeah, I'm sure there's probably like you probably see people like on their porches and stuff, but it's like the event has cleared out for the most part.
well, did you learn anything from anybody?
Yes. Are you aware of any, and this is just a wild suspicion on my part, any post-humans with flame powers? There was like one of the people witnessed someone jumping with like, or not jumping, this is just my guess, but there was like a jet of flame going out of the building, and they didn't notice that at any other point in time. Now it's possible it just hit an accelerant in there and there was a burst, but it seemed worth looking into.
The investigators mentioned something about an accelerant. They didn't say what, but you're right. That is worth looking into. I wonder what type of accelerant, if there was one. That's really interesting. Are we able to investigate or look at that scene? It's all cordoned off.
Sure. I mean, you can definitely take a look at the scene. I would say, but neither of you have you don't have any scientific equipment on you. There's nothing you can do to test this, other than by just kind of visually looking it over.
You don't happen to have any scientists in your back pocket that you confer with on the regular with the hero work?
I don't have back pockets. I only have front pockets.
Metaphorical pockets. Friendship
I don't know
pockets.
why that got me.
Metaphorical pockets? No. Maybe. No. I just mostly know security guard folk. Don't know of any. Ooh, I wonder. Maybe there is somebody at the museum. One of these. There's this. There's this guy that comes in, and sometimes when we have the mummy exhibits, he does like the investigations on those. I wonder if he would know somebody. I'll ask him in the morning. Oh yeah, I gotta go to work in the morning, don't I?
Presumably, I was gonna say that's a good question. Is what kind of shift do you normally work? Are you day shift? Are you night shift?
I work day shift now. I used to work night and swing, but I will also sometimes cover shifts for other people, or they might ask me to take a night shift if I feel like it. But primarily day.
Okay. So yeah, we're gonna say that you do have work in the morning.
Okay. I got work in the morning. Huh. What's your night looking like, Dr. Haze?
I was just going to patrol around a bit more. I don't have much to do in the morning.
Huh.
And what's your shift
schedule's
like at the clinic that you work at?
It's very like in flux. It's why he works there, is that he can kind of, since it's almost a volunteer thing, because it's mostly staffed by like doctors that aren't at their normal job. This is actually his only one. So he kind of gets to dictate out a schedule as needed.
Okay. Well, if you're not doing anything specifically, then we'll fade out for the night. And tell me a bit about what your morning looks like, Storm Fury.
I wake up in the morning and I do my yoga, my stretches. I have a morning routine where I try to do my breakfast and my morning chores with a little bit of martial arts. Like I try and use my wind powers to just gently lift the bread into the toaster and set it gently, like just for a little bit of control, a little bit of
working on a little bit
fine-tuning.
of a fine motor control.
Yes. And then I have my toast and I have my breakfast and then I put on my security guard uniform and I walk to work and I walk. I do not drive. I walk.
Okay. And this is worth asking. Do you like your robes that you wear when you're out as Storm Fury? I guess two things to this. One, do you carry them in a bag with you to change into? Are they under your security guard outfit? Like, how are you, do you keep them with you at all? Is this something you normally bring with you?
So, the inner part of my robe flips inside out. So it looks like a different jacket.
Okay.
So when I'm going to work, I'll just like flip my jacket inside out and ready to go, put my vest over, and then I can just then I throw my pants in my bag. I have like a spare backpack that I keep with me for those.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And I guess the other thing is we figured we'd touch on this a little bit. So you're a former member of the Guiding Hand Monastery, which is in the Levyburg neighborhood of Highwind City, more of an upscale area. Like it was founded by like a very rich man who kind of had one of those tech bro moments of, oh man, what am I doing with my life? I got to get Zen or whatever. And now they kind of just are dedicated to like public service and such. A lot of Eastern philosophy clearly inspired it, but nothing like particular. And so I've been imagining that your robes that you wear are kind of a modified version of those. Like it's not that someone would look at you and go immediately like, oh, definitely from Guiding Hand. But like if they knew enough, they might realize that they're formerly those kind of robes.
Yeah, and there might be like an insignia or like or an embroidered something that might give it away.
But on the back.
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice.
Yeah. Yep, pretty much.
All right. Cool. So, all right. So you get to work, and you see your friend Emily Williams, a friend you made after you left the monastery, who helped you get this job, and she goes, "Oh, you look like hell. Rough night last night?"
Oh yeah. I had some fights. As you do. Got to stay sharp. How are you? How was your night? Do you need some coffee? I brought coffee.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I'll take a coffee. I'm trying to stay up. My shift's. I did overnight last night, so my shift's ending. I'm heading out.
Oh, geez. Another overnight shift. Ooh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It pays the bills, right?
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah, smooth night last night. They are expecting a couple field trips in today.
Oh, fun.
And this is the Highwind Museum of Art. We'll say that this is also in Levyburg, so you like take the train to get there. Excuse me. And yeah, she goes, you're gonna have a couple field trips and stuff, but should be a pretty easygoing day. You'll have Rick on the other side. So just keep it chill today.
Sounds good. It's gonna be a fun day. And I chug some coffee.
And she's looking at your phone. She's looking at her phone, and she goes, "Did you hear about this crazy fire?"
Oh yeah, I heard about the fire. Yeah, that was not too far from us. Ooh. Yeah.
Oh, you were there.
I said not too far from us. Like, I mean, we don't live too. I would assume that like I don't live too far away. I would have walked home.
Okay, yeah.
Like, yeah, and I would guess that Emily would probably know that, like, I'm not too terribly far, meaning within a 10-block radius-ish.
Okay, so it's worth asking, does Emily know that you're Storm Fury?
Maybe. I don't know how smart she is. She may have stopped into my house, but she wouldn't have seen anything that would give me away.
Okay, so you did not explicitly tell her.
No.
Okay. So we'll say she doesn't then. That she's kind of wrapped up on her own thing. She maybe doesn't even come to your apartment that often. You guys maybe get drinks and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So she says, well, as I say, I that's like the fourth one this month or something.
Yeah, the fourth one. That's wild. Wait a minute. That is the fourth one. Where were the other three? And when?
And she's like, takes a sip
Oh.
of her coffee, and she goes, listen, just, I'd like to chat, but just look it up on the computer.
Yeah.
They've been kind of all over town. They've just been, a lot of these buildings, they're just not built very well, I guess. I don't know.
Ooh, can you email me that link to the news article that you read that from?
Yeah, sure. And
Sounds good.
And she sends it on over to you.
Oh, these damn notifications.
Da-ding, da-ding, da-ding. All right. And then meanwhile, Dr. Haze, tell me about what your morning's looking like.
So in the morning, he tries to reconstitute his physical form, because some mornings he has trouble. We have trouble waking up in the morning and getting ungroggy. He does
Sure.
that, but with becoming a physical person.
Oh.
Yeah, relatable. But yeah, he would just get up and like have coffee, check his schedule. He's just supposed to go in for a couple hours for like normal checkups today. He doesn't get super in depth most days unless it's scheduled well ahead of time.
All right.
So,
And
he'll go into the clinic at some point, but
And when you're at this clinic, everyone there knows you as Dr. Jake Bradley, correct?
yep.
All right. And while you're there, you see the woman from last night. She's coming to, talk to some people and just, kind of set up some therapy sessions and stuff. She uses the card that you gave her and talks about, she heard about this Dr. Haze guy. He gave me your card, and the receptionist is like very nice to her and helps get her set up. And you kind of walk past each other at one point as she's going to leave.
He'll give a friendly nod. He's and a smile. He's nicer when he's not covered in bandages. A little more friendly.
Yeah, when he's not a nightmare man.
Yeah, when he's not a nightmare man.
All right, cool. And yeah, pretty smooth day for you. You do see a little bit of an uptick, kind of similar people also coming from last night's fire.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was gonna check if there were people coming in just for like breathing stuff. Yeah.
Exactly, kind of just getting a checkup and stuff, for smoke inhalation, everything for the most part. It's been very fortunate that no one.
When those pop up, if there's like I'll go ahead and take this one. Like he'll kind of try to grab as many of those visits as he can, just to kind of see if they'll gossip about it.
Okay. A couple people talking about like being grateful for Storm Fury and Dr. Haze being there and what they did, and a couple of them being like, I think it was that Billy the Brute, and a couple more just talking about how fast it started. And the ones on the first floor are kind of like, yeah, it started on the first floor and it just went straight up. I just can't believe everything's gone. Just very, very concerned. It's like, and I just don't know, what that's going to mean for my security deposit. I didn't start it, but they might try and say I started it.
He'll kind of file that away in his mind. Like maybe someone did do that. Worth looking into, definitely.
Okay. All right, and then so it sounds like you kind of make your own hours, right?
Yeah, for the most part.
Okay. Are you doing any in between? Are you doing any kind of additional investigation?
He'll kind of just ask around in the office, like if anyone's heard anything about this.
You hear some similar stuff. A few people comment on how it's so odd that like they all haven't been in Soda Falls, but just the different fires that have been around the area lately.
Okay, so he would be also reminded that this is a fourth.
Yeah. I was like,
Okay.
People would kind of be like, wasn't there like two or three others before this? This month. Fire department's really got to pick up their game. They haven't been able to save any of these buildings.
Yeah, it's a real shame.
All right. And all right, let's say we'll kind of cut ahead to the later part of the day, and you're getting out of work. What are you all doing?
Let's see. Well, I'm probably fucking starving. Sorry. I'm probably starving, so I'm gonna go. Sorry. Am I allowed to swear?
Yeah, I was like, you can swear as much as you want.
Thank you. Fuck yes. Okay.
Swear?
So
All right. Well, I was gonna say, let's not. Maybe don't do it. Don't do it just to do it. But yeah, there's no.
Just had to check. Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
So
Thank you.
I'm starving. I am ready to get some food. I pull out my phone and I look at that message that my friend had sent me. Actually, before I leave, is there a scientist in the museum today? Like the one that I had mentioned that might come in to do like bringing in pieces and restoring them in the back. Was he in today?
You know what? We'll say yeah. We'll say he was coming in. Towards the end of the day, he had like one part. He had a piece come unexpectedly. Oh, hello, Miss Haze.
Hi, hey, how's it going? Oh, you working on something good today?
Yes. As I say, just just a small piece recovered from recovered from. I was trying to think about. I was gonna say, we're not even gonna say it's recovered.
Yeah.
We're just gonna say it's an old piece from 1800s Highwind.
Whoa, that's really cool. Hey, you're a guy who knows about like forensics related stuff, right?
I suppose to a degree, yes.
So I was talking with Emily earlier. Did you hear about those fires that happened last night?
Oh yes, terrible shame.
Oh man, yeah.
I hope everyone's okay.
I do too. It's really scary, especially because it's like the fourth or something is what Emily was saying, like the fourth one that's happened recently, something like that. Anyway, I was wondering. It got my brain thinking while I was doing my shift. Very low key day. My brain was ticking, and I was thinking, like, you wouldn't happen to know anything about like fire forensics related stuff, and like what tools that somebody would need to like determine the cause of a fire, would you?
Oh, I see. I would say that I have a very rudimentary knowledge, to the extent that it's useful for my job, but
more than mine.
So that is fair. Also, the person you were talking to is Dr. Pritchett.
Okay.
He is he handles all of these kind of like recoveries and restorations at the museum. Yes, I like I said, it's very rudimentary, but I mean, if it's something you're interested in, I could certainly try and get you in contact with someone.
Yeah, I would love to. Like, do you have any phone numbers or somebody that I could like pick the brain of? Because now I'm just thinking all about it. Just can't stop thinking.
I actually have a friend who works at the Highwind City Fire Department. I will give them your number. They're definitely the kind who loves to talk about what they do.
What was their name? What's that person's name?
The person you're talking to?
No, the person that he wants to give me the contact info for.
Oh, Travis. Sorry,
Travis. You know what? I never asked the name of the investigators that were at the scene, but I want to try and remember if that was on the name tag of either of the investigators that I saw.
It's Travis Carlson.
Travis Carlson.
And we're gonna go with yes. That is the investigator you were speaking with. The nicer one.
The nicer one. Okay. Let me get back to you on that. That sounds good. You can pass along my info. That sounds really, really good. Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Have a good day. And then I just skip off.
And he goes back to restoring the painting that he was working on. All right. And what about you, Dr. Haze? What do you do when you get out of work?
I'm going to send a quick text to Letitia Collins.
Okay, Letitia Collins, who is an ER nurse, I don't know, we'll say a close friend of yours, an on again, off again friend.
Yeah. And since she works in the ER, I was gonna ask her if she's dealt with any of these people from the different fires. But I'll text and see if she can call. Her hours are pretty rough most of the time too.
She texts you back or actually she doesn't even text you back. She just calls you back.
Okay.
Hello,
hey,
Jake.
Letitia. Hey, this is night business, if you know what I mean. So are you free to talk?
Knows, then.
Yeah, she knows. Are you free to talk?
Yeah, I'm on my way to work. What do you want to know? What's up?
I was wondering. So last night that fire broke out. I was on scene for that. And I was reminded today that this was the fourth in a series of fires. Did you deal with any patients that came in
Oh yeah,
from any of
yeah.
the previous ones?
I've seen a couple of them. You know, they've like, a couple bad burns, but nothing awful, luckily.
Off the top of your head, do you remember any of them seeing anything weird? I know they're not always open to chat, but
Yeah, you know, one of them definitely was talking about, you know, that they were afraid they were going to get blamed for the fire. You know, that there was no way that, that, they could have started it because they weren't even home. But it sounded like some of the firefighter investigators were kind of looking into them as a possible culprit. You know, but you hear people talk all
really?
the time. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they did it. Maybe they didn't. But yeah,
Yeah, I had someone saying the same thing at my clinic today. That seems weirdly specific.
I mean, these are really weird fires. I mean, I don't think the fire department hasn't classified it as kind of an arsonist thing, but it's too many too quickly. You know.
Yeah, fourth one, and then probably privileged info, but there definitely it was, an accelerant was used last night.
Yeah. So there's something weird going down with them. I didn't really put it together until this one. I figured, just random bad luck, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's really all though. Is just the people were afraid of getting blamed for it, and like I said, luckily no one's died. But I did see a couple bad burns at the last one.
Okay. Well, just let me know if anyone comes in today and says anything
Oh,
suspicious or interesting.
yeah, definitely, definitely.
I'm gonna try to look into this. I'll work with Storm Fury on this.
Oh man, you're working with her again.
Yep.
All right, buddy. Good luck.
Thanks. Have a good shift. We should get together sometime, like coffee.
Yeah, sure. Coffee. Uh huh. All right. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Click. Um. Yeah. So you got on the phone with her, and then so you said you're gonna contact Storm Fury.
Yeah, he scrolls down on his phone and looks dejectedly and was like, "Why did this number exchange ever have to happen?" But here we are. And yeah, he'll just send a quick text. Are you free?
Hey, what's up? Yeah, totally. Where are ya? I just got off work.
He thinks for a moment because he's like, "Well, I don't want to say where I am. I feel weirdly like exposed that way." So instead of answering, he will just say, "Where do you want to meet?" Because he's that kind of rude texter.
All right, all right. There's a coffee shop about 3 blocks west of the museum that we could meet up at, and it's weirdly not populated at this time. There's like one like there's just like the cafe owner, and then there's an upstairs area. Let's meet there. So I text the cafe on Third and Pine.
All right.
Thumbs up emoji.
All right, and I skip to the cafe.
Right. And you get to the cafe on Third and Pine. We're just gonna say it's Pine Cafe for
Okay.
simplicity. And the reason it's so dead at this time of day, they just opened a Lunar Lattes across the street.
Ah,
It's
man.
really drawn away
I
a lot
hate
of the
to see it
business.
happen because, like, these
Mhm.
little businesses are just doing their best.
They're trying. They're trying.
The pine
And
chai is a weird taste, though, so I'm.
you got to be unique to stand out. And so, what are you doing when you meet up? Like, what's the goal here? What's the intention?
So I want to exchange some info about the guy that I might know. Hey, you won't believe this. The guy that I know who's a scientist, he happens to know somebody who was at the fire brigade last night, who was one of the investigators. The nice one. You won't believe that. Isn't that incredible?
Oh, good one. Also, I know it's pretty empty, but you're still talking very loudly. He's looking around. He's not in costume because you can't go to Pine Cafe as a nightmare man.
It's
Can't
true,
do
it's
it.
true. You got to avoid being there.
It's on their sign.
Man
No
mode.
nightmare men. Yeah,
No shirt, no shoes, no nightmare man.
Well,
that's right. That's right.
sorry about that. Should I be whispering?
Nope, that's pretty darn conspicuous too, actually. just normal volume.
Okay. So I explained that I learned that the guy that I knew happens to know the nice investigator, and I thought that was very interesting. I might have it in for some fire forensics investigation knowledge. Have you learned anything since last night?
Not really. There's been a couple of tenants for the places that burned down that mentioned that they were worried that they were going to be blamed for the fire.
Hmm.
A couple of those, but I mean, part of that is just it's very weird.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That is really weird and really interesting. Hey, this got me to thinking. I hadn't noticed before, but yeah, there seems to be a string of arson. Somebody had pointed out to me
Yeah.
today, like 3 or 4. Have you seen like the pages? Oh gosh, how do I? Oh gosh, how do I bring up this thing again? And I fumble around with my phone until I try and find some of the news articles that I was sent. Yeah. And I'm like, well, look, it happened here, 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 and here. And I'm trying to like pinpoint locations on a map. Can I gather anything based on where they are, and if there's a pattern based on where they've been set?
So when you're looking at it, they're kind of spread around. The most notable thing about them is they're all kind of in the rougher parts of town, places like Soda Falls, places like the Warehouse District, and they just seem to be, kind of the same things in terms of what's happening. It's always kind of an apartment building. It's always an older building, run down, and in a not great part of town, basically.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Gotcha. I wonder if we can see if there were any other like known criminals at the other ones. I wonder if this
That's
could be like a vigilante thing.
that's a good idea. I bet the nice investigator might have some more information for me. When I get in contact with him, I'll let you know about that. Just
Yeah, do you think we should pay him a visit or
character note. Do we live in the rougher parts of town?
Yeah, you guys live in kind of the Soda Falls, Slaughter Square area.
We're in danger.
Slaughter Square?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I was gonna say I did not name any of these, so.
No, I feel the influence from a specific part of Metropolis in there, but yeah.
But yeah, so this is all kind of happening in this in what's called Ford's Row, but it's basically all these kind of former manufacturing hubs and industrial areas that are kind of falling on hard times now.
So our houses are also in danger now.
Theoretically, yes. As I say, you don't live in the same kind of like you're. How do I put this? Those are more tenement houses that these are happening in. Yours are like more traditional apartments.
Okay.
Probably one like yours are houses that were converted into apartments, like one apartment per floor, as opposed to like very high density housing.
Okay. Gotcha. This is concerning. I can let you know about what my nice investigator friend says.
Yeah, are you gonna just chat with him as yourself, or should we visit our other job?
Do you want to visit him? That's the question. I don't want to put your identity at risk. I like that I'm mindful of your identity, but not my own.
Not your own, yeah.
Not my own.
I appreciate that.
I mean, if you were mindful,
I don't mind.
mindful of your own identity, you would be wearing a mask or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Instead, you're wearing slightly modified robes. That's.
I don't mind going as our like civilian selves. My concern would be like, what are we digging into this for? Would it be weird for us to be asking if we don't have like an angle?
No, I'm just asking because I'm curious about how fire forensics investigation works, so we can do our job better. Make sense?
Makes sense to me.
All right, then that's what we're going for. We're doing some job trading.
Of course.
Okay, and so you're going to contact Travis Carson. Is that the plan?
Yeah, my number was going to be passed over to him, so I guess whenever he calls or texts me, then.
All right, we'll say like actually while you're sitting there, you get a text and goes, "Is this Maisie?"
Hey, yes, this is Maisie. You must be Emily, not Emily's friend. Dr.
Pritchett.
What's his? Yeah, his friend. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, he gave me your number. Said you're interested in learning a little bit about fire investigation. Do you have like a class or something you need me to come speak at, or?
No. I just got a little bit curious about it because I've been reading some news articles and stuff about it, and I just kind of wanted to learn a little bit more about some of the basics. He said that you might know some stuff and be able to talk my ear off about how the fire forensics investigation process works, what you
Yeah.
investigate, and all that.
Let's roll a persuasion check.
Okay. Ooh, that's an 11, and my persuasion is set to. I don't imagine I'm very persuasive. I'm not persuasive at all. That's an 11.
11. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a little busy right now, but I mean, if you got 20 minutes, I can talk on the phone.
That works for me. That's perfect for me. All right, so then I can call and I can like put him on speakerphones. I don't know if you want to talk, Dr. Haze, but you can at least listen in and also gain the knowledge that I know.
Yeah, and if I have any questions, I'll chime in, but I'll let you handle the chat.
Do you want me to let him know that you're here? Or do you want to like stay shrouded in mystery? Do you want to ask questions too, or?
Let's keep me shrouded in mystery.
Okay, then you're not even here.
We'll just mute when I get you to ask questions. We'll just hit mute.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. Yeah, so I call him.
Hi. Yeah, this is Travis Carlson, Highwind City Fire Department. What can I answer for you?
Hi, I have some questions about the fire investigation process. With the since all these fires have been happening in town, I guess I was wondering. Let's start with accelerants and stuff. I was really curious about like how you determine where a fire is started and if an accelerant even happened. Because like, wouldn't that just burn up in the process?
Gotcha. So the thing you got to know is that that fires involving accelerants are really uncommon. The majority of house fires actually start due to improper use of space heaters or leaving the stove on. So you got to be really careful. And he kind of goes into a bit of a discussion about that.
And like how you determine how that even like how
exactly.
They know. Okay.
And he talks about just like it's based on chemical composition and determining where the burn started from and the intensity of the burn.
Okay.
So he kind of just rambles on a bit about that, and he says, yeah.
And while he's rambling, I'm just gonna mute for a second and be like, "You got any questions?"
So I would say, ask if there's like on the recent fires, just throw out there like an example. And I assume right now he's telling us how to like stop, drop, and roll, so we're just talking to each other.
Yeah, he's giving you kind of like, it sounds pretty like rote memorization, like he's probably given this to like a news reporter or something before.
Gotcha. I would ask about like the rarity of certain fuels for the fires, like how unusual it is, and if there's something in common with the ones that have been going on. They can figure out if it's the same kind of accelerant being used. Kind of
Gotcha. All right, and I unmute and let him just finish his ramble, and then I ask, "Well, yeah. So, I mean, with all the materials and stuff, and like when you determine that, like, how rare is that, and what's the rarity of accelerants being used, and can you go into depth about that?" And
yeah, it is pretty rare, like I said, that accelerants will get involved. It can take some time. It's not very common to see repeat offenses. In terms of that, but of course it's something as fire investigators we're always on the lookout for. We never want to have someone in his home be endangered. And especially if it is a purposeful fire, to make sure that it's not some kind of repeat offender, just because again that poses a greater risk than again, just like with many crimes, it's most commonly among people they know, like if it is a fire, they're setting it because it's they're burning down an ex-boyfriend's house or something like that.
What kind of tools do you use for your job?
And he starts talking about like specific swabs and chemicals and readers and things like that. It's just I am probably gonna have to get going soon. I would say I unfortunately have some work I gotta get doing.
Mute. Any more questions?
I can't think of any.
I can't either.
I had. Go ahead.
Oh no, I can't either. We had to be quick about it. No, that's everything. If you got stuff to do, I understand. Thanks for talking to me about this. I really appreciate it.
Oh yeah, anytime. I hope it was I hope it was an enlightening opportunity for you.
I mean, it certainly calms my mind about some things, with all this happening,
Yeah,
certainly calms my mind. Thank you.
Yeah, it's been a very odd time in the city, a very high amount of fires, so just be careful out there.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. Boop. Well, I got his number. And we learned some things. I wonder how hard it is.
I got an idea from what he was talking about, unrelated to what he was saying. But
What's your idea?
With people wondering if like they would be suspected of doing it for like the insurance, find out who insures each of the properties. If there's anything in common there.
That's an idea. Ooh. I probably wouldn't know this. But there would be a registry somewhere, right? Is that something we could look up to see who owns some of these buildings?
Let's do a combined investigation check again.
All right, let's go.
I got a 5.
I got a 19 total over here.
19 and 5 total. Was that correct, Carp?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, as I say, Storm Fury, you're just not super technologically savvy as you're kind of like doing these kind of searches for registries and stuff. You end up on like Match.com somehow. Like it's very clearly like some kind of redirect, but you don't understand that it's a redirect, and you're just
it's fire. It's hot singles in your area. I see how it got there.
Ah, dang it! I should have gone for hot singles in your area. Missed opportunity. Hero point for you, Haze.
Nice.
So that's 3 for you and 2 for Storm Fury right now. And so you're doing this kind of registry lookup, and you get to this company, and they're not registered to the same company, but you keep digging in further, and you find this company doesn't have any employees, and you keep looking around, and you're like, wait a second, these all lead back. These are shell companies. They all lead back to the same place.
Interesting.
And that place that it leads back to is Filoni Industries, who's basically a real estate developer in Highwind.
Did you say Felony Industries?
Filoni, Filone.
They don't own our building, would they? Or our buildings, either of ours? Do we recognize that name?
You don't recognize that name. As far as you're aware, they don't.
Okay.
They don't own your building, but then again, they could be using another.
So that's worth looking into.
Right.
Yeah.
But no, they do not own your building.
Okay. Huh. That's really weird. That's really interesting.
But
yeah, we should dig into Filoni.
Yeah, let's dig into some Filoni.
Yeah, it's run by Vito Filoni.
Vito Filoni. That name sounds familiar.
And again, you would know him. He's a little bit of a known entity. He's a big real estate developer. He's got like billboards everywhere, kind of thing. He makes a lot of big commotion in the paper about buying big lots.
He put himself on the billboard, like big smiling face, very punchable, that kind of guy.
Exactly.
Cool.
Nice.
Not unnaturally bright white teeth. Just the smile that says, "Punch me."
If you could.
If you could, you could. But yeah, so that's what you found so far, is at all of the buildings. Hey, someone figured it out.
Very good.
So yeah, that's what stands out to you, is that all of these are owned by Filoni Industries, or Filoni Corporation, I should say.
Interesting. Very interesting. Let's dig into some of the information on them. I wonder, where do you think we should go from here?
I mean, my go-to most of the time is just scaring someone into talking, but I'm not sure who to go for right now.
Yeah, which person do we scare into talking? That's the question.
And I'll say the other things that you find as you're kind of researching is, Filoni Corporation, kind of like a lot of things, owns a lot of apartment buildings. owns a couple restaurants, owns a bar actually in Soda Falls,
Okay.
and
How long ago?
a couple small convenience stores, things like that, like just like real estate or commercial real estate as well.
I was gonna say, how long ago was the first fire? Like, is he developing anything new on the old, like the first fire
First
location?
fire was about a month ago.
Yeah.
And there hasn't been any announcements that you can find about like what's
Gotcha. Yeah, it's
in
still
the
still
existing
very early.
buildings.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely nothing's been built and nothing's been announced.
How long between each of the fires, roughly? Is this like a weekly occurrence?
Yeah, we'll say it's like not strictly like we'll say maybe it was like 2 1 week and then it skipped a week and a half and then it was another 2 weeks.
Okay.
Like it's not it's not a specific interval.
Hard to predict, but still close together.
Exactly.
Well, let's look at if these were the worst of his properties. What do you think the next worst property is for him?
Well, he owns, as I say, like he owns many apartment
bunch of stuff.
buildings. Yeah, like
Yeah, but it's
say
the really like low income areas that have been
Right.
burned down, right? So if we
Correct.
can,
As I say, the only one that really stands out to you that's like the lowest property value, we'll say, is the bar location. The
Okay.
liquor license is worth more than the whole building put together.
That's interesting. Is that bar just standalone, or are there apartments above it?
No, it's a standalone bar. As I say, from the property thing, like if you research the bar separately, but if you're talking about just looking at it from a property perspective, it does have a pretty big parking lot for something that's kind of in the middle of downtown.
Well,
I like parking.
Well, he keeps going after apartments. If this is the guy, or if he knows something, this happens with apartments. I don't know if it would happen with the bar, but he does own this place. So, would it be worth looking into? You think?
And it's a bar. I'll say it's a bar that none of you have ever been to. It's called the Sour Sips.
I love that name.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Or-
I mean, who knows how long it would be if we decide to wait around and see if anything happens to them.
Yeah.
The fires aren't. I mean, back to backs would be a little unusual for this.
Worst case scenario, we could go look around the building and we can investigate it before it catches fire, if it were to catch fire. That'll
Okay.
put us at an advantage. So we can go check it out. It's worth it.
Sounds good. Undercover?
Mm.
Sorry, you're going to the bar undercover? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that was the question.
Yeah. I think that'd be the smart thing to do.
Okay. All right. So are you heading there right now? Is that the plan?
I'm game if you are, unless you have something that you need to do first.
What time is it right now? I don't want to be seen as like a 2 p.m. drinker.
It's about sunset, we'll say. So it's around it's February, so it's around like 5 p.m. or so.
It would take us like
And you're not right nearby. I'll say if you were meeting somewhere near the art museum, that's in like the nicer part of town, so it would take you a little while to get over there.
Do you
Okay.
drive, Dr. Haze?
I don't.
I don't either. So it would take some public transit. So it'd take us like, I don't know, an hour to get there, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's gonna take you from where you're at in town. It's gonna take you a while because you're gonna take the train
Yeah.
system.
Hey, then we could scope out some locations along the way, make some notes and stuff.
Works. We can quietly take notes.
Yes, quietly take notes. And let's do that.
Perfect.
I can be quiet. I sure can. Watch me be quiet. I'm being quiet right now.
Any second. Yep.
Were you watching? I did it.
And a hero point for you as well.
Thank you.
All right, cool. So yeah, you're taking there. You're on your way to the Sour Sips. And when you get there, the thing that you notice primarily is that there are a good 20 motorcycles parked out front.
Let's avoid the trope of
gonna-
accidentally bumping into them and then they do the fall. Don't need to do that.
The dominoes.
Yeah, give it a wide berth. We can't fall for that one.
I nervously walk away from the motorcycles, like giving myself at least 8 feet of distance between me and the nearest bike.
All right, yeah, you're able to easily avoid the bike. You go in.
It's important to social distance with vehicles. I hear.
The moment that you go in, you immediately like feel the eyes on you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a bunch of guys. They're all in like leather jackets, and you notice that they almost all have they almost all have Frosty Ride MC on the back of their vests.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Frosty Ride MC. They all must be buddies.
Motorcycle club, I should say.
Yeah. They all.
I would assume.
Huh.
Suck at MCs.
Just want to make sure.
Yeah, I gotcha.
But yeah, they're all eyes are on you as you're approaching the bar, and even the bartender's like, "You're not in the right place."
But I got money. I'll take a whiskey sour.
Nobody says anything. That's just the look about it.
It's the look.
Oh. I walk right up to the bartender and I'm like, "Hi, I'll take your well whiskey, please." And I slap some money on the table.
I'll put an elbow on the counter and say, "Give me the sweetest thing you got." That's sours.
All right. And the guy comes back and he's got whiskey for you, and he brings you a mojito, Dr. Haze.
Nice.
Perfect.
All right.
He even got the little umbrella in it for you.
I want to scope around and take a look and see who here doesn't have one of the motorcycle club jackets on.
You see a couple guys look like they're, there's some kind of construction workers and stuff. They're just having drinks, kind of gathered together. The vast majority of people at this bar right now look to be in Frosty Ride.
What do I notice about the building itself? Should I roll an investigation to see what I notice about the building?
We'll make that perception if you want to see if she knows about the
All right.
building.
I am rolling horribly when it comes to that in particular. That is, oh, I did better. That's a 14.
You notice, as I say, as you're sitting there and you're drinking, and you're kind of just getting the lay of the land. You do notice a couple of members of Frosty Ride keep going back into the back room that specifically does say employees only.
That's weird. That's really weird. I make note of that. I make a mental note of that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And one guy who's kind of like leaning back on a chair, feet on the table. His eyes have not left you guys since you walked in.
Interesting. Where's he sitting?
He's in like the back corner. Like if you walk in, the bar's on the right, and then there's a lot of tables and booths and stuff, and he's like on the other side. But you notice that like you notice that he like followed you as you were walking, and kind of whispers something to some people, but he's not letting you guys out of his sight.
Interesting.
Got an admirer.
I hope not.
One of the hot singles in our area.
I don't think he's no.
Agree.
No. Yeah. So I look over and I'm like, that guy just keeps staring. I just whisper because I know how to whisper now. That guy keeps staring at us.
Yep.
Are you doing anything else right now? Like, what are you?
I'm just doing observation and looking around and getting a lay of the land and seeing what I notice about this building.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's a dive bar. It's very clearly like it's been here forever. There's a lot of like awards on the wall and stuff, and like pictures of like celebrities that have come through. Most of them are like C-list kind of deals.
Oh, that's funny. I saw that person on YouTube some years ago. Oh, that's neat that they've been in here.
Not see anyone I recognize.
Actually, why have they been in here? That's really weird. Their content is more about, I'm not even going to get into it. I wouldn't expect to see them here if you had, I don't know. That's weird.
Reba has not been there, but a picture that looks like Reba McEntire has been photoshopped to be there.
Reba hasn't been there yet. It can happen.
Yeah, it's aspirational, the Photoshop.
It's on the way. It's on the way.
There's
Just putting it here because we know it'll be a real one. Yeah, one day.
So yeah, but yeah, you're slowly over time, and also, could I have you roll a perception check, Dr. Haze?
Sure. I will allow you to allow me to roll that. Oof. I'm actually I'll use a hero point for this for funsies.
Okay.
Oh, that's better. 15 plus perception.
Yep.
21 total.
Okay. What you notice is you're kind of sitting there and you're sipping your drink, and the bartender comes up and like checks in with you and stuff. Over the course of a pretty short period of time, all of the other people, like the construction workers and stuff, have paid off their tabs and headed out. And you're noticing it is just the lot of you, the bartender, and the Frosty Rides Motorcycle Club in this place now. And you're noticing, and the other ones are becoming less subtle with their staring as well.
Well, that's uncomfy.
I think they want us to leave. How's your drink?
Way too sweet. I did it as kind of a bit, but man, a lot.
Do you want to trade these? This whiskey is really whiskey-like.
Yeah, let's swap.
All right. Oh no, this is the right amount of sweetness. Should have done this to start with.
It's very not. This is good. This is good.
And
All right.
the guy who has been staring daggers at you this whole time eventually pulls his feet up, gets back on the ground, and stands up. And he slowly walks over towards you guys at the bar and puts his arms on the bar as he leans over and looks at you. And you notice a couple of his guys are now also on the other side of you and he goes, "What brings you guys into our fine little establishment?"
Well, there's a theater just down that way, and we were going to catch a show, and we didn't drive, so we just wanted to kill some time before we got to see a show.
Oh yeah? What show?
The 7 o'clock for, what was the movie that you got tickets for?
Oh my god, some trash, like, horror film. I don't know, I just grabbed the first thing. It's on my phone somewhere.
All right,
Yeah.
roll a deception check, both of you.
Oh no. Not
I'm
great
going to
liar.
use a hero point. I'm going to use a hero point for this one.
Okay.
So that is a,
So tell me what your reroll is, just so.
my reroll is a 12.
All right. So you don't add anything to that. If you roll
Okay.
a 10 or below, you would add 10 to
Okay.
the reroll. But in this
Gotcha.
case, you keep that 12, and then it's whatever your.
Gotcha.
Oh, I just realized I never pulled out my dice.
Hey. I got a 17.
A 17.
Mhm.
17. Rolled a lucky 13 on that.
One
Added-
second. And the guy goes, "There ain't no 7 o'clock showing. What are you?
What'd you
really
buy
doing
tickets
here?"
for? Wait, what'd you buy tickets for then?
Oh, damn it. Let me see. Pretending to scroll my phone.
Actually, when you go to look on your phone, the big guy who's behind you actually grabs the phone out of your hand.
Hey, dude. What's the problem?
Let's say we don't normally, we don't get a lot of fancier folks in this establishment. Any doctors? And he kind of looks at your jacket. Or I guess actually, I was like, you know what? Actually, I'll be fair to this. You never explicitly said you wear the doctor jacket all the time.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on
All right,
hanging out at the coffee shop.
We
Yeah.
don't get so many fine dressed folks in here.
Call this fine. I mean, I'm just wearing
That's a
my.
compliment.
Well, I didn't think this was fine. These are just my my work clothes.
Bartender, you cool with people harassing new patrons or?
Bartender turns around. He's also wearing a Frosty Ride MC.
Buddy.
Oh, okay. Well, that's about right.
Well-
So like he like turns around as though he didn't hear you and just continues to like serve other people and clean glasses and whatnot.
Yeah. This place is let's just go to the movie theater early. I mean, we're going to be about 40 minutes early, but
And he says,
I
"No,
think
no,
we
no,
should
no."
leave.
And the guy cuts you off. He says, "No, no, no, no. Who are you? What are you doing here?"
having a drink.
He smacks the drink out of your hand.
It's just ice. That's
All right, guys. Seriously,
I paid for that.
we'll get out of your hair. Just
Yeah, we'll leave.
hand out for my phone. We'll get out of here. Jeez.
One of the guys locks the door and says, "Not until you tell us what you're really here for."
Get
We
a
just-
drink to check out a bar.
Yeah.
I don't get
We
what's
just wanted
going
to check
on.
out a bar.
This is kind of
What's the
ridiculous.
deal? Yeah, we're just here to check out the place. That's all.
Storm Fury, he pushes you like on both your shoulders.
I get back into my stance and I push him back, but with a bit of wind.
Just like
'Cause now
pinch
I'm
the bridge of
mad.
my nose.
I've also had just like enough alcohol to like lose enough of my senses to just push him back with just a little bit of wind force, just a little bit.
All right, you push him back, and he kind of steadies himself, and he goes, "Oh, we got some kung fu going on here, huh?"
You want to try me?
Tell us what you're here for before this gets ugly.
I cannot begin to express to you how much you don't actually want this to get ugly. If you could just give me my phone, we'll get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought you said
We
you
will
I
just
thought you said
leave.
you grabbed the phone out of the guy.
Oh, I held my hand out whenever I was like, oh, let's get out of here, but I didn't actually take it back.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, he did not give it back to you.
How rude.
Yeah, you notice out of the corner of your eye, Storm Fury. You might be drunk, but you're attuned to combat. One of the guys out of your peripheral just pulled out a knife.
Oh, fun. You gonna get your phone back? Can he have his phone back?
And the one who originally came up and talked to you, he just leans in and goes, "No,
Why not?
we don't wanna."
Why not?
Yeah, I think it's at that point one of the guys goes to strike at you with the knife.
And I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna put my hand, just like I've been trained, right in between his hands and just push his hand away and disarm the knife and just get it to fling across the room.
All right, and I think that's initiative.
Mm-hmm.
Makes
All
sense
right.
to me. Yeah, I was about to get ready to deck a guy, so we'll see if this works.
Let's go! Oh, I got a nat 20.
Yes.
Nice. What's your total initiative? That'll be on your offense on the first
Okay.
page.
That is my offense on the first page
Yeah, that'll be a little
is
white box.
yeah. That's 28 total.
28. Okay. Let me roll it from my guys. Oh. Alrighty. Let me just do some math here. What is yours, Dr. Haze?
7. I'm just taking my time getting into this. Pretty bad roll.
You weren't in your combat stance to start with, so.
It's true. And I can't really go all out. I'm not bandagey right now. I don't want to give
So-
away anything.
Well, as I say, because what you've said before is you can like kind of just summon them forth, right?
Yeah, but they've like seen me, so it would be weird to. I have the option,
well,
but
we'll say the lighting in this place isn't very good to begin with. Very
they
dim
will be
lighting.
severely concussed, so I'm not too worried about it.
I'll like loudly whisper to you, let's grab your phone and get out.
Okay, let me just sort.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right. So
What
the
I
way that
say.
we're gonna do this is there's about with the guy who's kind of clearly in charge. There's about 13 guys. But way we're gonna break this up is that basically we're gonna do them in groups. So you've got 4 guys with knives. Well, one's kind of has to go get his knife now. 4 guys with guns. And then you notice a group of guys that all just slammed like some kind of patch on their arms.
Ah, shoot.
Interesting.
And then is that all of them? The guns, the knives, the guns. Sorry, 3 groups of 4: the guns, the knives, and the patch guys, and then the leader. But to start our initiative, it is Storm Fury. What are you doing? What's the plan here?
All right, so the guy who tried to knife at me, I'm gonna do a spinning kick to his face to knock him out, and throw a little bit of wind, just a little bit of wind, just to make it seem like it's not magical and it's not too overt, but just enough to give it a little kick.
Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you have like some kind of like you have a couple unarmed attacks and things, and which one are you trying to use?
Let's see. My unarmed attack. I am trying to use my.
Air punch feels like the most.
That
likely,
seems. Yeah. Let's do an air punch. You know what? I'll spin around and I'll do an air punch with an extra oomph to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's roll that attack check.
That is a 13. Does 13 hit?
13 total.
Oh wait. Oh, then I add 10 to it, right?
8 for the air punch.
I add 8. I add 8. Oh, it's 16 total.
16 total. That does hit. Yes.
Okay. Cool.
What is the DC listed on that next to air punch?
Next to air punch, it is. That is. It's 12. No wait, that's DC 27.
Okay, that sounds right. Yes, DC 27. Wham! You punch this guy really hard. Like you hear a crack. Like you think some teeth might have.
Whoops.
Yay!
But yeah, so he is still standing though. He looks. He kind of like moves his jaw around. He goes, "Oh, you're so dead." All right, and so that was your standard action. I was say in terms of people that are around you, we're gonna say you're kind of surrounded at the moment, essentially. Not everyone is within hand striking distance, but you also have a move action, and then you also have the option to use in this game extra effort for different things, including an additional standard action if you want to attack again.
Are there any windows?
Are there any windows? For the most part, there's 2 giant glass windows in the front, with like some neon signs on them and stuff. But other than that, there are not.
Good to know. I'm going to try and direct the fight in a way. I'm going to move somewhat towards the window and try to keep some space open. And I'm just going to, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move towards the window.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So wait, say that one more time.
All right, so I'm facing the dude. I'm going to move, kind of direct the fight and move towards the window and try to keep people surrounding me, but keep the window behind me kind of clear of people.
Okay. All right, so you're able to start kind of moving your way around through the crowd and stuff. Yeah, you're diving, you're flowing through them. And then at that point, it looks like the guys with the guns all start taking aim. And they're going to go for you because you're the one who's made the attack so far. And so this is going to be against your dodge DC, which is your dodge plus 10. Let me see here. And does a 17 hit?
It does not!
All right. So they start firing wide. There's glass just kind of exploding as they're trying to hit you. You hear one of them say, "Watch it, you idiots." And it's at that point, the guy who's kind of in charge kind of runs up to you, or he actually pulls his pistol out. He takes aim. He says, "Did Filoni send you? Is he trying to check up on our work? Does he not trust us?"
Who the fuck is Filoni?
That is, does a 24 hit?
24 does hit.
All right, so you're going to do a toughness check. So roll and add your toughness.
That is a 13.
13 total? You're going to take a shot to the shoulder. And you're also going to take a -1 to future damage checks like that.
Okay.
So -1 on, for the most part, toughness, but it could be other things.
Got it.
All right. And so then it's at that point, Dr. Haze, that the guys with the knives all kind of descend on you and start trying to go at you.
Oh no. I don't want that.
That's fair. That sounds pretty awful, actually. Does a 22 hit?
22 does hit.
All right, you're going to make a toughness check then.
High roll. 26 to tank it.
All right. We'll say that it sliced through your clothing, maybe even grazed your arm a bit. But because you were kind of dodging out of a couple of them, but then the last one got your arm a bit, but not enough to do any actual damage to you.
Okay.
And then it is your turn.
All
Dr.
right.
Haze.
Who's got my phone?
It's one of the guys behind you who had just thrown on a patch on his arm.
I would like him to not have my phone anymore. Um,
What's your plan?
so my plan, I don't know, are we doing this? I'll ask
I
Fury
think
real
you're.
quick.
I think you're already doing this.
There's a way out.
Didn't know how subtle we were being.
Well, we got a way out, so you just got to get your phone as soon as you see you have. As soon as I see you have your phone, I'm gonna roll out the back, out the window.
Okay. I'm not gonna full on get bandagey then. I'm gonna try to. I'll try to hit the guy that has my phone.
All right.
I might extra effort after that to disarm him of my phone.
Okay.
We'll see.
All right. Let's go for it.
Just an unarmed attack.
Mm-hmm.
Does a 23 hit?
It definitely does. Yes. And then what is
DC 21 for the damage.
Okay. Here. And you said 21?
Yeah.
Boom. That guy takes a hit. And you see him start to kind of go down, and the rest of his guys are kind of looking at you now, even angrier.
As he's falling, can I take my phone back?
I'll let you make a disarm check for that.
Okay, cool. As a freebie. Appreciate it. That's just a normal with my close attack, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 14.
14. Give me 1 second.
Sorry, 16.
16. You said?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, you're able to grab it.
Pocket the phone, and comment. You know, it's really not good for your hearing to fire guns indoors.
What?
See, lasting damage is potentially there. And I will start walking towards the exit. Just deck a guy, turn around, and start walking away. Not like I'm not, you know, I know that they'll come charging at me most likely, so I'm not like leaving myself open. But yeah, I'm gonna start moving towards the door.
All right, yeah, you're able to kind of get yourself. Well, remember the door's locked. It was the window that Storm Fury is heading towards.
That's right. Sorry, the window. I'll move towards the window.
Okay, so yeah, you're able to get next to the window. Now it's the patch guy's turn, which you guys would recognize. These are slam packs. These guys just got all roided up. And the three that are remaining all rush at you, Dr. Haze, and they're going to go to punch at you. And...
Good call.
Whoa, what is... Okay, the website I was using just broke.
Oh no.
There we go. And does an 18 hit?
Nope.
It does not. All right. You're able to kind of dip, dive, and duck out of the way. And yeah, I'll say you're successful in evading any damage from them.
All right.
Probably stop embarrassing yourself and just let us go.
And yeah, so they're all kind of approaching you. Storm Fury, it's your turn again.
Since you're already here, I'm just going to bail out the window. And I'm going to bail out the window, try and do a cool back roll out of the window, land on my feet, and start heading off, but give myself just enough space to make sure that you're actually able to leave Dr. Haze, so that I'm not just ditching you.
So I think the one thing is, it's not going to be a big problem to jump through the window, say going towards it and getting your body through it's not the problem, but I am going to have you make a toughness check
Okay.
for jumping through straight glass.
Wasn't it shot up?
No.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. I get what you're saying. No, it was like glasses on the tables and stuff.
Oh, okay. No, I'm gonna break the window first.
Yeah.
That's okay.
That's
no,
what I thought you were doing. So, yeah.
I'm gonna break the window first. I'm going to kick at the window with a bit of extra wind force to make sure that it just shatters and falls.
Okay, so yeah, roll that toughness check.
All right. That is a 16. No, wait, 17. That's 17.
17?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to say that you, does that include the -1 from before?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Then you are going to, you land on some glass and it hurts, but you're fine.
Okay, cool.
All right, and then you're kind of waiting, and then, as I say, you're not quite as nimble, Dr. Haze, in your human form, so I'm going to have you roll an acrobatics check, or athletics if you don't have acrobatics.
I do, but they're both low, so this is going to hurt no matter what. I'll go athletics if that's fine.
Yeah. Whatever you feel is appropriate.
20.
20?
Not a nat 20, but
okay,
dirty 20.
You're able to, like, you put your hand out and you just kind of, like, hop over, and you're both on the other side now, and the rest of the enemies are approaching, though.
All right. They're going to get on their bikes. Let's run around a corner. And I turn to you, I'm like, let's run around a corner and disappear. So I'm going to take off near an alley and try and like push my way, like do zigzags up the wall to get onto a roof. Wait, where'd you go? Uh-oh.
Oh, sorry.
There.
Okay, cool. I was like, oh no.
My bad. Yeah, so then you're able to do that without issue. What is your plan, Dr. Haze?
I will go into the alleyway and become smoke and fly to the top of the building instead.
All right.
I'm not, yeah.
You become smoke. The smoke leaves your skin suit behind. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, God. That would be a new horror to add.
Yeah, right. And yeah, you're able to escape. You hear the rev of motorcycles vroom, as they all start coming around. And you hear them yelling, "Where are they?"
I guess we meet on the roof, huh?
Yep.
I reform I'm now in the hero look at this point when I reform because I'm on a roof. No need to be normal at this point.
I look at you and I'm like, hey, do you have a bandage? I got shot.
So it's complicated, right? The bandages are part of my form, and I just kind of manifest them when I need it. I can't really
do you
rip
carry
one off
any
for you?
bandages on your person?
I don't.
Oh, well, I guess
it takes a long time to like incorporate another physical object into me, so I've done the bandages and the coat. It would take some time before I can carry.
So you don't have any bandages on you. Oh, well, I guess this is another uniform I ruined. Oh, well, I got another couple at my place. It's fine.
Oh, baloney. They mentioned it by name.
Yeah, they sure did. They sure did. Guess this place is probably not going to be burned down. This seems like a headquarters of some kind.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they could still definitely be the people doing it, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they sure could be. Although, if I remember right, none of the people at the last fire mentioned any vehicles, and you'd notice a motorcycle. You can hear him. I mean, that guy over there, he's like 5 blocks away already, and we can still hear him.
That's true. That's definitely true. Huh.
Mm.
But, I mean, Filoni's shady. More so than we suspected. Or about as much.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Give me 1 second, y'all. My computer lagged all of a sudden. I'm trying to figure out what's causing it.
That's okay.
Annoying lag. I can't relate to that even a little.
Okay, there we go. Now it's back to it. I was like, I don't know what's going on.
Hooray! Tech issue solved.
What's up?
For one of us, at least.
All right. Well, since you successfully escaped from the clutches of the Frosty Ride Motorcycle Club, I think this is a good opportunity for us to take a quick little 5-minute break.
That sounds great. I can try to fight with this thing some more.
All right.
Yeah!
And we're gonna play a quick word from our not sponsors.
Yay!
All right. See y'all in 5 minutes.
Yeah, see you in 5.
Thanks for watching Haze and Fury in Smoke in the Air, a Masks and Mayhem one-shot. We're raising money for the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society this month. Did you know that LLS is the global leader in the fight against blood cancer? There's not currently a means to prevent blood cancers, but LLS has helped move forward every critical advancement in blood cancer treatment. They're also award funding to major cancer centers to bring world-class care to underserved blood cancer patients. Check the link in the chat or our show notes to donate what you can. Tonight's game uses Mutants and Masterminds 3rd edition by our friends at Green Ronin Publishing. Think you might want to pick up a copy for yourself? Head on over to greenroninstore.com and use the promo code MAYHEMCAST. Works for Mutants and Masterminds as well as their other games, including Blue Rose and the Expanse RPG. Using our code MAYHEMCAST will get you 5% off your order, and you'll help support our streams. Special thanks to Mother of Carp for joining us tonight. You can see her streaming on Twitch doing a variety of things, including game streaming, art creation, and occasionally Satan Takes Over. Special thanks to Claude for joining us tonight as well. Claude is promoting the TTRPG Collective on Discord. They're a group of TTRPG-loving nerds online, providing each other mutual support. You can find a link to that Discord in the show notes and chat. If you're enjoying tonight's stream, you might also enjoy the Masks and Mayhem podcast. It's the longest-running Mutants and Masterminds actual play podcast, featuring myself, R.C. Byler, as the Game Master. In it, I challenge the heroes, the Atlantean ambassador Yardak, played by Dan, filmmaker illusionist Ruby Lawson, aka Visual Aid, played by Rachel, and the aging vigilante Brock Balea, aka Laserhawk, played by Brandon. Come listen to this immersive story where you find out what it means to be a hero. Or at least not a villain. Mostly. If you like what we do here, we have a few other ways you can support us. Our merch store can be found at mayhemcast.store, where you can pick up hoodies and mugs for the winter, as well as stickers, posters, and even t-shirts so you can think of us while you're dreaming of spring. This month, we're also doing special Valentine's stickers featuring 2 of our main series couples. You can also support us through our Ko-Fi, which allows for one-time donations as well as monthly memberships. Our various membership tiers give bonuses, including access to private stream games for the community, as well as access to things like GM notes and Spotify playlists for characters. Lastly, our friends at Green Ronin Publishing are knee-deep in a Kickstarter for Valiant Adventures. Fans of Valiant Comics are going to love this take on what that universe looks like using a modified version of the Mutants and Masterminds rules. You can pledge now to reserve your copies of the Valiant Adventures and World of Valiant books, as well as tons of accessories. But for now, let's get back to the game. Alrighty, folks. Saw during the intermission that some folks were saying I was a little quiet. Do I sound pretty good now?
You sound good to me.
All right.
Or maybe I'm just loud.
I mean, you're a little loud, but that's fine.
I'm always a little loud.
Aren't we all, though?
Occasionally a lot loud. Sometimes.
All right. And let me just get settled here. So,
Am I in sync now?
Yeah.
Actually, you're better. Huzzah!
Okay, cool. Let's hope it stays.
So to recap what we've seen so far, Storm Fury, air-controlling martial artist, and Dr. Haze, a nightmare man made of bandages, who can turn into smoke, has, excuse me, they stumbled upon a couple punks that were robbing a convenience store. They stopped that. Then they found a fire that was going on, and they were able to not put the fire out, but save the life of a young girl who was trapped in the fire. And now they've been investigating these fires with a couple friends of theirs through the fire department. And now they just narrowly escaped a fight with the Frosty Ride Motorcycle Club, where they had tracked as being connected, at least in some way, to the arsons that have been occurring. And yeah, we're fading back in, coming back from that narrow escape. What are you all doing?
So after, are we still on the roof?
Yeah, we're coming right back where we left off.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, they did mention that guy's name, and how many are there? Any motorcyclists that are still waiting at the bar, or have they all left?
We'll say there's like 2 or 3 of them, and the bartender still back there.
Ooh.
And you can hear the sounds of the motorcycles going in all directions, like they're clearly like splitting up to try and find y'all.
You know, how do you feel about doing a stakeout for a little bit and just waiting around? Because I don't think they're going to find us here.
True.
Yeah.
But they'll probably be on their way back. We could go in now that there's only a few of them and get a little more threatening.
If you're up for some more rough and tumble, I'm game.
I'm good. Do you need to take a breather for a second? And
I am kind of bleeding from my wound.
not shot, just a bit.
I did get shot. My shoulder.
Can I take a look at
hurts.
how serious that might be?
Yeah. So like, my jacket and stuff. It just grazed my shoulder. So.
Okay, are you trying to do like a treatment check here?
Yeah, I was gonna just do a normal.
Okay, because I'll say that
aid.
if you're trying to do first aid enough to take care of this wound, like in a way that takes away the penalty, it's going to take a while.
Okay.
It's not going to be a quick thing.
Oh, but you're a doctor.
I know. I feel like I kind of have to.
Yeah.
I would rather be safe than sorry.
Okay.
If they come back, they come back.
Yeah, like on first glance, the one thing you can tell by glancing at it is that it was a graze along the arm. It never went through, never went in.
I will take the time, as it is my duty.
Okay, let's roll a treatment check then.
And that is going to be a. Where are you? A 22.
22?
Yeah.
You know what? I think that should be good. Let me just double check one thing. Yeah, we'll say that that's sufficient for taking care of this one penalty. So you're back to, no penalty now.
Woohoo!
Nice. Did any of the cyclists, the bikers get back? I don't know what happened there. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
That's a good insult. That's a good insult.
Yeah, now you can hear like it sounds like they're kind of making their way back, and like they're gonna be there soon.
Yeah, we shouldn't go back in if they're going to be back in there. That's like walking into a wasp's nest.
Well, we can stake out.
Yeah, let's do a stakeout.
So
Stake out.
what is it you're staking out for then? Let's. Like, what's the intention or the goal here?
Well, how late do you want to stay out here? Would you consider this patrol? How long do you want to stay on a roof and watching and monitoring an area? I'm a security guard, so like this is just second nature to me.
I mean, I don't mind. I don't really get tired. I get
Okay.
bored, but
Well, I want to see who comes back, make note of how many people come back, if any additional people come back, and try and keep an eye on the time to see when people leave. And if it's possible, is there a vent around here? Dr. Haze, I have an idea.
is it me turning into smoke and going into a very small place to listen to people for a long time?
Maybe not for a long time, but just for a little bit,
Okay.
if you're up
What's
for
the
it.
thought?
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe after they get back, I'm assuming that they'll probably have a meeting or something like that.
Maybe call their boss. We were being very suspicious. Probably should have
Yeah.
thought a better cover story up. It was a good idea thinking of the show, though.
Yeah.
Quick on your feet.
Yeah. It's a damn shame that show wasn't happening tonight.
I
Anyway.
know. I wish I went to more movies. I could not think of one off the top of my head.
Yeah. Is there a theater around here? I didn't even bother to check. I just made that up. Anyway, let's wait and see about when their boss gets here. Stake out, wait
They
for their
might just
boss.
call them. They might just call them from in there. So I can do the smoke thing if you want.
Works for me.
All
All right.
Okay. So you slowly fade out into a hazy smoke, and then it slowly becomes a darker smoke.
Going gas.
Boo. But a hero point for you nonetheless.
Wouldn't you be passing gas?
No.
I'll take away your hero point. Don't.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
So I believe that makes you a 3 for Dr. Haze and 2 for Storm Fury now.
So
Yes.
And so the lot of them get back together, and I was like, what are you doing while Dr. Haze is going in gas mode?
I'm watching all of the vehicles that enter and exit and who comes through this building, and I'm watching from the roof.
Okay, let's make a perception check for you, Storm Fury.
Okay,
and
that's-
for Dr. Haze, a stealth check.
That is a let's see, that is a 25.
Okay. What you notice, you see the construction people come back that were there earlier, and you hear some discussion. It's kind of like vague on, just sounds. Basically, they're trying to figure out about repairing the damage from like all the fight from the fight, like the window and the walls and stuff. And
That's weird.
I mean, they busted their window. They gotta get back ready for business.
But they left before the fight happened.
Oh, gotcha. I misunderstood what you meant.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you meant it was weird. The construction people came by. I was like, well, everything's busted.
Well, it's weird that they left and that they came back when they didn't see the fight.
And then Dr. Haze.
I got a 16 on that stealth.
Okay, let me.
Not terrific, but we'll see. Does anyone hear a man breathing above us?
I was gonna say, I didn't even think you sounded like breathing. I figured you just.
I don't. Yeah, I would be.
You're just smoke. You're just a really static bundle of smoke.
Yeah. The uniform.
Nobody seems to take notice to you. So what you do here, you hear someone say, "All right, someone's got to call Filoni. They'll say that was too suspicious. Let's say no one comes in here like that. This is our turf." And a bunch of them are just like, what do you think that was all about? I'll say that theater hasn't shown any movies in months.
Whoops.
Bartender's like, oh God, how much is it going to cost to get this window replaced? And then the guy who was clearly in charge kind of goes into the back room and you're able to like kind of
Slow.
float your way over and follow him, and you hear him go, "Yeah, Mr. Filoni, we had some unusual customers tonight. Seem to be kind of sticking their nose where they don't belong." And you can't hear anybody over the phone. You hear, and he goes, "Yeah, I don't know. I say just we ran them off, but we don't know who they were or what they were up to. It was real suspicious." Okay.
That's right.
So we're still gonna go through with the plan for tonight. All right, sounds good. You just tell us where to be. We're waiting on your signal. All right, bye. And he puts the phone away. And then he kind of grabs the bridge of his nose, and he sighs, and then he heads back out. And he says, "All right, listen up. We're gonna get this door fixed. We're gonna find those two, and Mr. Filoni's got some work for us tonight." And he starts kind of barking orders, basically, to different people. And I'd say because of the broken window, actually, he's loud enough that you can also hear it, Storm Fury.
Huh. Interesting.
I'll float back.
How'd it go?
I got to hear the boss kind of chat with his boss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're getting down to something tonight.
Hmm.
That was a good move. They're going to be the ones moving.
Well, then let's watch and see where they go, I guess.
Yeah, I think catching them in the act instead of trying to get them before they're actively doing something is
Mm-hmm.
probably the move.
Yeah, because then we don't have to explain why we were there.
Exactly.
Also, it's weird that those construction guys came back because they left before the fight even happened. Look, they're back, and they're talking about fixing the window. Ain't that odd?
Chances are, if he's got guys burning places down, he's got like a pretty regular work crew.
Mm-hmm.
Probably all together. That's probably a thing.
Did I see any, like, would I be able to see, or did I see any insignias about, like, where they work currently?
Gotcha. You notice that it's step up contractors.
Interesting. Well, that's who they work for. And I try and make a note of that.
Okay. And let me see here. And that was on purpose, Claude.
I figured. I was like, wait, I know this phrase.
It's all circular referential. There's
Poetry. It rhymes.
Yeah. It's like poetry. Okay, so you're kind of watching these guys, and a bunch of them are working on getting the window replaced. Like, these construction guys are getting help with getting the window put in and everything. And they're kind of patching up the holes in the wall. And then the guy who's in charge kind of yells out. He's like, "All right, you guys go canvass the area again. Keep it low. The boss man doesn't want this to be too loud. But if you find him, you bring him here." All right, and he points at two of the slam pack guys. Or I'm gonna say, actually, yeah. He points at these couple guys, and he sends them away. And he says, "The rest of you're all coming with me. We're gonna be persuading somebody to consider moving. And if that doesn't work, be a shame if something bad happened, right?" And and they all get onto their bikes and vroom, 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 and all start vroom, 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 like they're all just taking off.
I guess we know who we gotta follow then.
Yeah, how quickly can you travel?
I think you have like a leaping ability of some kind.
Let's see here. I do. I have air jump. Leap 60 feet at 16 miles an hour.
So, I believe that you're not going to be able to keep up with Dr. Haze, but...
Mm-hmm. But I can probably, if I get lost, text me, Kay.
You can easily jump in between buildings.
Yeah. So
Cool. Yeah, you can kind of get ahead in some spots where roads would be a problem.
Parkour!
Yeah, I was gonna say you're doing parkour. I was saying, but that's just that Dr. Haze could turn into smoke and fly. So.
this parkour?
What was that?
I said, how hardcore is this parkour, would you say?
I assume it's the most hardcore parkour.
Good.
And so, is that the general plan then? You guys are going to be you're both
Yeah, we'll
trailing
follow.
them?
Yep.
Okay, I'm just making sure if you were splitting up again.
Uh,
Yeah, you're able to keep up at a higher pace, and you're just kind of like you're able to see the giant cloud of smoke flying through the air, Storm Fury. So you're able to use that as like a way of keeping track. And it's not a huge part of town, but they go like we'll say about a mile. And you're slowly catching up. And they all pull up and they park on the side of the road, and they all dismount their bikes and they start walking. Two of them are going to remain back with the bikes, but the rest of them all start walking as a big group. You know, and so you see some of them have guns tucked into their back pockets. Some of them have knives that they're twirling around. A few of them just look like they're kind of big tough guys. And they approach what looks to be kind of like the last place, kind of a tenants building.
How many are there?
These guys, there's 13.
Okay, 13 of them.
Mhm.
Dr. Haze, have we met up yet? Have we met up?
Well, I'll say they've parked everything. By the time they're getting dismounted and walking away, you're able to like catch up to Dr. Haze.
And I've just been watching them perched broodingly on a building.
Yeah, I'll say a bunch of them basically lean against some stoops and such, and they're looking at a building across the street. And the leader guy goes up to across the street and knocks on the door. And you see kind of a middle-aged man answer, and he goes, "Can I help you?" And he goes, "Yeah, I believe you've spoken to some of my associates before about considering vacating the premises." And he says, and he rolls his eyes. He says, "And I told the last guy, I'm not going anywhere." And he says, "Are you sure about that?" And he points and he looks across over his shoulder at all of his friends, and they're all just kind of standing there menacingly. And he goes, "You know, we can make this make this move real simple for you."
Do I notice if any of them have anything like gasoline or accelerant in their hands?
Nothing that you notice.
Okay.
When do you want to step in?
I guess when they're actually doing a thing, when they're actually committing the crime.
And he says, and the leader guy looks at him and he says, "This is your last opportunity. You know, you might actually, you probably get your security deposit back still." And the guy says, "I've been here I've been living in this building for 30 years. I'm not going anywhere." And the guy just kind of throws up his hands. He goes, "Okay, yeah, so be it."
Let's move in.
And he goes and the leader guy turns and starts walking back down the stairs back towards the group of guys.
All right, let's start slowly sneaking into the scene and like start.
I've been imagining that you're like the building across the street that they're all leaning against on the stoop. I've been thinking you're on the roof of that.
Yeah, pretty
That
much.
works. Yeah, so
Yeah.
we're above the group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 3 stories. You can look down at them.
I'm gonna like switch my jacket inside out, by the way, so that I'm in my hero costume.
Okay.
And I'm already all bandaged.
All right. And you hear the leader come back up, and he's like, "The guy doesn't want to move. We could have made this easy on him. I think some folks aren't scared enough about the terrible things that can happen to him. I say this guy, he doesn't get to leave." And the one guy's like, "Boss, are you sure? That's a lot." And he goes, "Well, maybe the next guy that we go talk to will think twice about saying no." And the gang all just kind of and he goes, "Besides, we make the money either way, right?" And the gang all kind of like nods in agreement and stuff. And you see him. He gets on his phone. And he makes a phone call, and he goes, "Yep, guy said he's not moving."
pull out my phone, by the way, and I'm recording this. I'm recording this with my phone.
Make a stealth check.
That is a hell yeah. That's a 26.
26. All right. Yeah, you're able to subtly kind of put your phone over there, and he goes, "All right," and he finishes the gang leader finishes the phone call. He says, "All right, guys should be here in about 2 minutes. We just need to, keep the area quiet until he gets here. So everybody kind of spread out." And they all spread out. And they all kind of just look like they're doing kind of normal everyday things, kind of hanging out.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
They call the guy who's gonna do the fire.
Yep, I'm taking pictures and I'm getting video and all of that stuff.
Everybody, both of you roll a perception check for me.
10.
10?
16.
All right. What was that?
16.
16 and 10. I will say then that Dr. Haze, because Stormfury was recording with her phone, she wasn't really watching kind of the rest of everything. What you notice is a black SUV around the corner kind of pulls up and parks next to all of the bikes.
I'll tap her shoulder when this happens, since she's getting evidence.
Ow! Watch the shoulder.
Oh right, because you did get shot recently.
Ow.
And when you both look over, you see a man get out, and he is dressed in kind of a gray long sleeve shirt, as well as what looked to be some kind of leather pants, and a jacket made of a material that you can't quite recognize. You notice it has like a couple reflective strips on the back, but it's like a very dark, almost obsidian color to it. And this guy has bleach blonde hair, all kind of pulled back, and just kind of really really bright green eyes. And he starts to walk around the corner, and he sees the gang, and then he walks and goes around behind the building. Behind the building of the man that they threatened, I should say.
Ooh.
Let's
Fly that way, yeah.
Yeah, let's head over there.
Okay, so in order to cross the street, what are you doing? Are you trying to leap across, or are you trying? I guess Dr. Haze, you could try to fly.
Mm-hmm. Is it more than 60 feet away from one rooftop to the next?
I'll say it's about 60 feet, but because you're gonna have to leap across, if you're gonna have to roll another stealth check if you're trying to do this like particularly stealth.
Okay.
I think we're fine being seen if you don't get it. Like, we got this.
Yeah, we got this. That's fine. That is a 14.
14? All right. Yeah, so it looks like nobody seems to have noticed you. You land on the other roof, and you suddenly you feel a few degrees warmer than you did before. Dr. Haze, do you turn back into
Yeah, I can only fly when I'm smoke, so there is a conspicuous smoke thing. I should probably have to roll stealth too.
Okay, so yes, roll a stealth
Potentially.
check.
Yeah, because... Oh, not bad though. 12 plus 8. 20.
20, yep. Again, you don't seem to be noticed as well. And you, again, when you turn back corporeally, you also notice, again, you just feel like significantly warmer. And as you move back towards the back, you feel even warmer. And when you lean over across, you see the man that went around the side of the building. He is engulfed in flames right now.
Let's get him.
Let's go.
And he looks like he just right as you say that, he's raised his hands above his head. It looks like he's about to bring him down on the building.
All right, let's go tackle him. All right, I'm gonna try and leap down and tackle him. I'm gonna try and leap down and stab him.
I was gonna say, you're trying to kick him, basically.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I should make sure that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to kick him?
I'm gonna try and kick him with a full force, all wind kick.
Okay. And then what are you doing, Dr. Haze, just to be clear?
I will float down to punch him.
Okay. We'll say that gravity is going to be quicker here, so that you're going to go first then, Storm's Fury. And we'll say you're catching him unawares in this case.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have you roll your attack first, Storm Fury. So I guess it'd be using your air punch
Yes.
from your offenses.
Sweet. That is a air punch is up here. Where's my air punch? My air punch is up here. So that is and it's just a roll plus my anything else that I add to my attack roll?
It's your plus your air punch.
Yeah, all right. So that's a 14.
14 total.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna say I'm gonna give you a
Oh
choice.
no, wait.
Okay. I was like that seemed way too low, but I don't know.
Yeah. Sorry, that is that's a 22.
22.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see. So I'm gonna give you a choice here.
Mm-hmm.
So you can choose to miss,
Mm-hmm.
or you can choose to hit him. The thing I'm going to make mention of is this man is on fire.
Yeah, no, he's on fire. It's fine. I'm fine with that. I'm just going to bull rush in there because I am not thinking too clearly with my head, and I'm fine getting
Okay.
burned.
What is the DC on yours then? And then you're also going to have to roll a toughness check.
The DC is, I think it's that is that? Yeah, that's 27.
All right.
And that is a 17 from me.
17 from you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, give me just a moment here. And mark that. Oh, that's right. And that's where. Sorry. I got my sheets all mixed up over here real quick. Give me just a moment. And you have 2 hero points, and you have 3. And where are we at here? DC of 27, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what was your total for your toughness roll?
That was a 6, 7. That's a 17.
17.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you're going to take another -1.
Okay.
And you're also dazed, meaning at your next turn you get a single standard action. So you can use that to attack or do a standard action, or you can use that to move.
Okay, gotcha.
You just landed feet first, kicked this guy in the head. He seems thrown back. And then you said you're also going for an attack, right, Dr. Haze?
Yep.
All right, what are you doing?
So mid-flight, I would go like just before landing, turn solid, and punch him. So I'm also gonna have to deal with the fire, but
all right, let's.
It was so quick, didn't think about it. That is a 29 to hit.
Dang. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
This means the DC is going to be lower than. It's a DC 21.
DC 21. Okay. He does not seem to be much hurt by that one.
That's fair.
And you're
not the martial artist.
Yeah, I'll say you're gonna want to roll a toughness check.
Ooh, high roll though, 25.
25. You're able to pull your bandages back in time that they don't catch fire, and it doesn't seem to be hurting your smoke form.
Cool.
And he's like, "Who are you?"
We're gonna stop you. That's who we are.
Fat chance. And that's
I'm your new healthcare provider.
Ah, dang! If only you'd used that earlier.
Right. I've got some in the tank. It's fine. We'll be good.
I'm sorry that you're not getting a 4th hero point out of that one.
It's okay.
And yeah, everybody roll initiative.
That is a 10 from me.
Okay. You said a 10 from you. Total, right?
Yep.
Okay. It'll just take me a moment to get everybody marked here for mine. What is yours, Dr. Haze?
20.
20, you say? And this is true. Dr. Haze's medical degree is in fact forged.
What you have to do when you die during med school.
You said 20, correct?
Yep.
Okay. And for you, it's all right. And sorry, it's just taking me a moment to get all these together.
That's fine.
You have many combatants. Alrighty. Okay, and last thing to fix. Alright, so with the sound you made hitting the ground, and we'll say that his the shot that he had prepared to hit the building with went up in the air, like a flare basically. And you hear a bunch of commotion from the other side of the building, the front side of the building. And so, yeah, you hear a bunch of guys going, "Hey, what's going on back there?" And you hear like the sound of like people running, and then you also hear the sound vroom, vroom, of some bikes revving up. And then Dr. Haze, it's your turn.
All right. So I'm gonna give this guy a little of what he's been dishing out.
All right.
And
what's the plan?
I will just mention to him calmly that smoke inhalation is incredibly dangerous. And then I will shove smoke into his face.
Okay, so you're attempting to suffocate him?
Yep. But
Alright.
first, free action.
Mhm.
I'm gonna use my shroud to give myself partial cover.
Okay,
Oh, that's a move action.
Your forming
Yeah,
some
so
smoke
I'm
in
a-
front of you is the plan?
Yeah, it brings my defenses up to cap basically. They weren't there yet.
Ah.
And then
Alright.
I'll do my smoke affliction.
Alright, give me 1 second. And your smoke affliction. Alright, what am I resisting against?
So you are resisting a fortitude DC 20.
Fortitude of DC 20. Okay, alright, so I did fail that first one. And is it a dodge first, or is it just...
I have to roll to hit because I
you have to
reach
roll to hit.
out.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood. Alright, roll
Yeah.
roll that to hit.
It was a 27 to hit.
Oh, 27 hit. All right, that definitely hits. And then you said it was DC of what for the resistance?
20.
DC of 20 for the resistance. All right.
And it's
what is it?
fortitude.
All right, and what is first degree of failure then?
First degree is impaired.
Impaired. All right, let me mark that down. And if I remember correctly, impaired is a -2 on checks. Or am I thinking of the wrong thing? All right. And then, in turn, he... Oh, you're so dead. And he's going to go to attack you.
Oh, actually, could I... I was going to burn a hero point and take a second action.
All right. All right, yeah. What are you doing?
I'm just going to do the same one again.
Okay. Is it progressive?
It's cumulative, so it'll
Okay,
stack up. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And I rolled another 27 to hit.
27 definitely hits, and it was a DC of 20, you said?
Yep.
Unfortunately, this time he throws his hands up and kind of douses the smoke in flames and kind of almost absorbs it in a way.
Worth a shot. Worth a shot. Okay.
Not getting me.
That's,
Not getting me the same way twice.
Okay.
Sorry, this one got me.
One of the greatest powers.
All right. Oh, I also missed what you said, Claude. Primary care provider and PCP.
I could have
all right.
really leaned into the Nightmare Man with that.
All right, you said you burned a hero point to negate the fatigue from that.
Yep. And then that's all. All my actions are done.
All right. I am gonna say that he takes a step that he just takes leans back on one foot basically, puts his hands up and goes, and just a whole big cone of fire just erupts from him. And that is going to go against both of you. So you're both going to need to make dodge checks. So roll and add your dodge.
This is weird. Okay.
That's a 25.
25?
That's a 27.
All right. So you were successful in that. So you're going to roll. So now you're going to roll a toughness check.
That is and I have a -1, so that's a 9.
9 total.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I've got a 23.
23. Okay, so you're able to successfully dodge out of the way of that. Unfortunately, you're taking a pretty bad hit from that one. Also, did that take into account your -1?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just making sure. So you are going to take another -1.
Mm-hmm.
You're dazed, as I mentioned last time, and then you're also going to be staggered.
Okay.
And so if you get staggered again, you are incapacitated.
Mm-hmm.
And I always blank. Is it adds a hinder, I believe, correct, Claude?
Oof.
No, it's okay.
Think?
It's one of those things. Does not come up as often for me, so let me just double check to make sure I got that right.
Yeah, the
staggered is dazed and
condition.
hindered, so yes. So yeah, hindered means you move at half speed, so you're going to be slowed down a little bit, just in your movements. So you don't want to get staggered again. You get a -1 and you're dazed, so that's a pretty hard hit that you took. Like you just took basically. We're going to say that this you maybe turned your back towards it, but you just got singed with a whole bunch of fire on your back.
Ow.
And also, of course, don't forget about you do have a couple hero points still. Those can be used for things like re-rolling, editing a scene, GM inspiration, things of that nature.
Okay. All right.
That being said, it is now your turn.
I want to go and kick him again. I want to kick him again. I want to kick him.
I'll say you are close enough that you can reach him with your attack. So, but remember, you're dazed, so you're only gonna be able to do that attack then. Yeah, let's.
All right, that is hell yeah. That is a rolled really well.
Good.
Yeah, that is a. I'm looking at the wrong thing again. Yeah, that is a 20. That is a 30.
30.
That is a
That
30.
You didn't get a critical, did you?
No, I got an 18. I rolled an 18. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Wait, which attack were you using?
The air kick or the air punch. I've been calling it a kick.
You can flavor it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm flavoring it as a kick, but it's an air punch.
That should be a +8 then to your roll.
Oh, that's a +8.
26.
Okay. Yeah, that's 26. Okay.
Okay. And then either way, that still hits. I just want to make sure
all
we
right,
get the right numbers.
Yes,
what's the
totally.
DC on that?
27.
27.
Mm-hmm.
Let's roll those dice. And you know what? He successfully dodges out of the way. Take a hero point.
Thank you. I was gonna say, can I get really, really mad? Can I expel a hero point to try and do it again?
You can use a hero point to do extra effort to try to get another hit in.
All right.
So now you're back. You went to 3, now you're back down to 2 again.
All right, cool. So that roll is a 23.
23, that is going to hit, and the DC on that was 27, correct?
Yep.
All right, let's try that again. All right, and all right. Yeah, you hit him really hard. And since it's with air, you're you're able to keep your distance that time to not have to roll damage yourself. And he just looks super hurt by that one. So I was saying, he seems to be kind of wobbling a little bit, like, what the hell? All right. Anything else for your turn?
That's it.
All right. You hear the sounds of people like moving through and whatnot. Eventually, though, you see because the way you're facing, you see the guys with guns come around the corner, and they all like raise their guns to go shoot at you. You know what I'll say? No, I'm gonna say we're just gonna keep it focused on one target. Does a 23 hit?
It does not.
All right, that one misses you then. Ba-boom, ba-boom. And you hear the vroom, vroom as the two guys on bikes come around the corner, and they're just like making their way towards you on the bikes, and they're like swinging a length of chain.
Mm-hmm.
And they're gonna go to try and hit you, Dr. Haze.
How rude.
Yeah, I know, right?
Unkind.
What were you saying?
Oh, so that's just unkind.
That's true. Does a 19 hit?
19 does not.
19 does not. You're able to successfully just dip out of the way of these chains. Maybe even do like a cool matrix, like lean back.
Yeah, with the smoke around, I'm harder to hit. It's a little hard to tell where my body is fully.
All right, and then Dr. Haze, it's your turn.
Let's keep choking this dude.
All right, so you're gonna try and go for the suffocate again.
Yeah, first I'm gonna turn and just gonna tell him this is gonna hurt just a little bit. Might feel a pinch. And I'm going to. That was a very calm intimidate. I'm using startle to try to feint as a move action.
All right, and let me just pull that up here.
Because I like to complicate your life.
Let's say so. You're fainting. Where are we at here? There we go. Ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom. That's not it. Okay, so so I need to oppose. So it's a pose check. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What was your total?
I got a 10. Whoops.
I got a 20. So.
No luck.
What do you try to do though to intimidate him?
Basically, like as I'm saying that, I'm letting the smoke pour out of like the bandages on my face just to kind of billow out.
I think he replies back, "I'm not that worried about you, because the smoke comes before the fire."
No response
I don't
to
think
that.
that's true.
I was originally going to say where there's smoke, there's fire, but I thought that sounded funnier.
We're in the same space, correct? I'm still gonna power attack this, shifting by 2.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So that is a total of I'm going subtracting by 2 for this, so 26.
26, and what's that against?
Fortitude. Well, it's to hit parry, but it's
okay. All right, that definitely hits. And then
it is a 22 fortitude now.
22 fortitude. Okay. Unfortunately, he does resist that.
About right. That's about right. Oh, on a power attack. This is why afflictions are tricky.
They are.
They are. I'm pretty hero point rich. I mean, I won't be after this. I'll be down to 1, but I'll do it again. This guy's a threat.
Okay. All right, and you're doing that same attack again?
Yeah, lower roll this time.
Okay.
Not great. Does an 18 hit?
Unfortunately, it does not.
Dang. I was ready this time. Okay, that's it for me.
All right, and then from that point, it is his turn, and he is going to let out another cone volley at the two of you. So let me roll that to hit. Or no, sorry, the cone is you guys have to roll a dodge check first.
Mm-hmm. And that's a 19 from me.
Okay.
26 for me.
26 for you. All right. So you're now both going to roll toughness checks.
Oh yeah, that's a 23 from me. That is with the minuses.
With the minuses.
Nice.
Okay.
That is a 27 for me.
Wow. Okay. So Dr. Haze, kind of like the last time, you successfully like turned into smoke at the right time and let the fire pass through you. Unfortunately, it went right into Storm Fury then.
Ouch. Ooch, ouch.
Sorry,
My-
I'm not the
my
best at
flesh.
fighting with an ally. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
So you're gonna take. You didn't fail by much though this time though, so you're only gonna take another -1.
Okay.
And then it is your turn.
All right, we're gonna try and punch him again. Hit him again! Ah! Okay. So, does a 13 hit?
A 13 does not hit.
A 13 does not hit. I'm gonna come in for a swing and miss.
And you can tell from the way that he is agilely moving, like he clearly also has some martial arts training. Like it's not the same martial arts, but he definitely has a flow about him that says that he has been in a fight like this before.
I'm gonna burn a hero point and try and turn around and try and get him with my leg.
Okay. All right. So that's gonna take you down to your
Yes, nat 20.
Nat 20. Okay.
Hell
So
yeah.
there's a couple things you can do with a nat 20 in this game. The most common thing people do is they add 5 to the resistance check.
Okay.
Would you want to know the other ones, or you just want to go with that?
Would any of the other options? You know what? Let's just go with that.
Okay. So that's going to bring up the DC by 5. What does that bring it to then?
32, I think. Yeah, 32.
Okay. So 2 things, because sometimes I like to pull the curtain back. I did get a nat 20 on that, but it still was not enough to resist it.
That was an epic clashing.
Yeah. All right. And so yeah, like he's like huh, huh, but then you just hit him with the wind in the face, but just like with enough force to really hurt him. And and then at that point though, the rest of the guys come around the corner, and a bunch of the ones that look all roided up on slam packs right now leap into the air, and they go to land on you, Storm Fury. Just kind of start try to wail on you. Does I'm gonna say no, but does an 18 hit?
No.
It does not. Oh wait, sorry. Apologies. Does a 24 hit? No wait, no, not 24. It would have been. No, never mind. It still doesn't hit.
No, it does not. No, it does not.
All right, so those guys are all surrounding you now, and they're kind of creating a bit of a wall almost between you and the other guy. Meanwhile, for you, Dr. Haze, the knife guys come around the corner, and now they're focusing their attacks on you. But I'm going to say with some certainty that 12 does not hit.
Does not.
All right, the gang leader comes around, and he sees y'all, and he goes, "Not again!" And he pulls out his pistol, and he just goes to fire at you. Dr. Haze, does 19 hit?
Nope.
Man, these guys are not in the best of luck. The bikers, they swing back around and they go to hit you with the length of chain, Dr. Haze, because you're the only Storm Fury is surrounded by guys right now. But again, that's not going to hit. You're getting real lucky. Let's see though. What's your dodge plus 10?
Dodge plus 10 plus the 2 from the cover or the concealment that I have is a 22 is what it takes to hit me.
22. Okay, that is going to hit then.
No.
So, yep, you're going to make a toughness check.
Ooh, I got a 20.
20. All right. Yeah, I guess you kind of like half misted yourself, and you see the bullet kind of just a couple bullets kind of pass through your bandages, and then you come back corporeally.
Okay, cool.
You look down, and you see some bullet holes in you.
Ooh, yeah, I thought for sure I was getting a bruise on that one.
No, you did really good. And then it's your turn again.
Okay. I think we ought to try to clear the waiting room right now. I'm gonna go after some of the minions, or some of the. I don't know which ones are minions actually, but I'm gonna try to take out a knife guy.
I was gonna say,
And see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna go suffocation again.
Yeah. So with the way, like I said, the way I'm working this is that the groups of them are all like they're multiple people, but I'm having them just use a single stat block,
Okay, that works.
and they're getting bonuses based on the number of them. And if you guys hit them, it'll take away some of their people and some of their bonuses.
Gotcha. How does that how will that work with using the word takedown?
Takedown. If you hit, I'll let you go either again to that same group or to the next one.
Okay. Cool.
So you're doing the suffocation. Is that a to hit roll on your end?
Yeah, I roll to hit.
All right. And
as
which
it
group are you
stretches out.
going at? You've got your guys at your guns. You got your guys on the bikes. You got your slam pack guys, knife guys, and the leader.
I'll go for knife guys. I feel like they're probably the least tough.
They're also in your immediately next to you because they just
Yeah, I worry the slam pack guys are gonna have better fortitude, so I'll go after these guys.
All right, you're going for knife guys. Go for it.
29 to hit.
29 definitely hits. And what's the DC on that?
20 fortitude.
20 fortitude. Unfortunately, they did succeed.
My damage just isn't super high, so I'm sticking with my fortitude, but I might have to switch up
I
tactics.
was gonna say that was only because I got a 17 on that.
I have one hero point, but I usually like saving one in the chamber.
I was gonna say there's enough guys here that you might want to consider extra efforting yourselves a bit in this fight.
I'll do that. Yeah, I'll use an extra effort.
All right,
For
what are you
another
doing?
attack.
Are you going with the same thing?
I'll do it again. Yeah.
Okay.
One
nice
last
guys.
try for this. This is a 22 to hit, and yeah, same test.
That hits. And let's see here.
Need one fail.
Well, you're lucky. So you suffocated enough that 2 of the guys from that group goes down.
Nice.
So let me take that away. And actually, we're gonna have that be.
Is that going to take the place of the takedown, or do I get to chain off of it?
No, you can still chain off of that.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, since you were successful. Are you going after the knife guys again, or are you gonna do something
Yeah,
else?
I've got a pretty limited range on this, so I don't think I could switch
Okay.
groups after. So I'll keep trying to
All right, let's
get them
try.
out. And there's my nat 1, so the chain ends.
What's the total there, just to check?
Oh, this is an 11.
Even then, even if I was being polite, that still wouldn't.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Maybe next time.
Yeah.
And then
Might start
it's,
punching.
And actually, it's the fire guy's turn. However, he sees that the lot of you are gonna be like kind of handled a bit, and so he kind of dives off to the side, and he is going to. Give me 1 second. He's going to fatigue himself by diving away and then shooting a blast of fire specifically at you, Storm Fury. Give me 1 second to roll that attack check.
I feel like these two are destined rivals now, so I kind of want to stay out of it and fight the other ones because the martial artist battle is so good.
Yeah.
And where are we at here? And does 24 hit?
Does 24 hit? 24 hit does not hit. It does not hit. Does not hit.
It doesn't?
Wait, am I looking at the right spot?
It's your dodge plus 10.
No, it barely hits. It barely
Okay,
hits.
I was like,
certain.
I was like,
yeah,
I was
I
that was
was
a
looking at the
good
wrong
roll.
thing, but yeah, it barely hits. Yeah.
All right, you're gonna want to roll a toughness check then.
And that is with the minuses. That is a 19.
All right. You are going to take another -1 as well as continue to be dazed.
Okay.
Basically, as this guy just like claps his hands together and an entire basically like a lightning bolts where the fire just zooms right into you and hits you in the chest, knocks you back. All right, and then it is your turn.
All right. I want to punch him in the face.
I'll say yeah. So you've got those guys, and you've got the slam pack guys that are surrounding you.
Yeah, I'm dead focused on my rival now, on my new rival. Like,
Okay.
this is fun, and I also want to punch him in the face. He has a very punchable face. So I'm gonna roll in and I'm gonna punch him.
All right.
And that's a pretty good roll. That is a plus 8. That's a 26. Does 26 hit?
26 definitely hits. What's the DC on
Yay.
that?
27.
Okay. All right. He is going to take another hit.
Sweet. And can I use my last hero point to roll in and punch him again? Give him another 1-2 punch.
Definitely.
Hell yeah! Does a 12 hit?
A 12, unfortunately, does not hit. So you go to swing at him this time, and I'll say this time, like, he has been up against the wall, and he moves aside, and you like punched into the wall.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that was your turn. Oh wait, no, you didn't have to move to do any of that. So, and then it's the Slam Pack guys, and they actually go to grab at you. And they super whiffed it, so never mind. They're not successful in doing that. The remaining 2 knife guys go at you again, Dr. Haze. And does a 15 doesn't hit, correct?
Nope.
All right. You are in luck then. The leader guy who's standing in the back goes, bonfire, do your jobs, and then smoke these guys. And he goes to shoot at you though, Storm Fury, like he's trying to shoot into your combat to distract you. But he aims wide and it tings off the side of the building.
Huh.
Meanwhile, the other guys with the guns though decide to do similarly and follow the boss's lead. And that's definitely going to hit. Roll a toughness check.
Okay. That is a 12. I'm really getting beat up.
Oh no.
I can.
All right, you're going to take another -1, and you're also going to remain dazed still.
Okay.
Yeah, you're getting hit real hard.
Yeah.
By these guys. You got a lot there's a lot of minions around here. There's only 2 of you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't you call back up?
Yeah.
And then the biker guys actually, you know what? They're kind of getting annoyed by missing you with their chains, and they're going to try to slam into you with their bikes, Dr. Haze.
How rude. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, that's fair. Give me 1 second. So you have to, you're going to roll a toughness check.
23.
23. Oh man, this is unfortunate for them. You turn into mist right as they're coming through you, and like they're all like kind of like waving you out of their way essentially, as their bike slams into the side of the building, and it's still running, but you hear like a more of a
Nice.
From them failing to hit you instead. And it's your turn again.
All right. My tactics are not working. I will. I'm gonna punch a knife guy. How many knife guys are left? It was like a cluster of 4, and now it's down to 2.
Correct.
Okay.
I remember when you attack them, it's attacking them as a unit, and so
Yeah.
the more successful you are, the chances are you have of,
More.
of knocking more of them out.
I feel like
Kinda
they're
based on
probably less
degrees of
dangerous
success.
than the gun guys. So I'm actually gonna move and try to hit a gunman.
Okay, go for it.
Oh no! Here it happens. This is where it goes wrong. This is just a 16 to hit.
That super hits. Well,
Does
not
it?
super
Okay.
hits, but what's say so now I'm gonna roll. What's the DC on that?
It's just a 21 toughness.
Okay. And that's enough to not. I'll say, tell me what you do, but you're gonna knock one of them out.
Okay, so it's just basically since I move for this, I like come up on him on one side and then I smoke, turn into smoke and show up on the other side of him, and as he turns, I just deck him in the jaw.
All right, and then that's kind of drawing all their attention as well. Are you doing anything else?
Is he a minion for takedown purposes?
Oh yeah. Sorry, he is. Yes.
And is there one in arm's reach? Because I only have takedown one.
Yeah, they were all kind of standing as a group together
Cool.
as this
Well, this-
nightmare man floated up to them.
So Dex one, and for flavor, I'll smoke again and then turn and punch the next one.
Okay, and just to double check, for Storm Fury, on the second page of yours, it might be under the first page under advantages. First page under advantages. Double check and see if you have takedown. I believe you do.
I do not.
Might be on the second page possibly. It's under
Oh, yep,
advantages.
I do.
Okay,
Yep.
so that's what Dr. Haze is doing right now. Every time you hit a minion character, if you knock them out, you get the option to use a free action to attack an adjacent minion.
Sweet.
So just worth noting for your attacks. All right, what was the attack for that one then?
This one is a 29.
29, that hits. What's the DC again?
21.
All right, you take down 2 more of them, leaving just
Nice.
1 remaining.
Okay.
Are you going for him?
Yep.
All right. I say you're just kind of like, I imagine you're just kind of like almost like a ghoul. You're just like ghost, or you're gas, and then you turn corporeal and you punch, and then you gas, and then you turn corporeal and you punch.
Knock one down, sock him in the jaw, and then just slowly turn at the last remaining one and say, next patient. And that'll be a 20 to hit him.
20 hits. All right. And you said 21 for the DC, correct?
Yep.
All right, he is outie. I will mention that the gang leader is in range of you.
Oh, cool. Go for him.
All right, give me 1 second. You took out the gun guys.
He's going to be the one that just tanks a hit. It's going to be terrifying.
Possibly.
All right.
All right, roll it.
This one's a 22 to hit.
That hits. And he super failed that, so yeah, you absolutely took him out. What does it look like when you take out the mouthy gang leader?
The last one. Let's see. So I knock the other ones down, and then I just slowly just turn silently and just take a step and just punch him in the gut.
All right, and he goes down in a heap. And so, that just for reference, then that remains the bike guys, the slam pack guys, two of the knife guys, and the fire guy. That brings us back actually to fire guy. Seeing a clear shot, he's going to try and hit you both again with the cone fire.
Mm-hmm.
So both of you are going to roll dodge checks.
And that is a 23 from me.
Okay, and Haze.
22 for me.
All right, both of you are going to roll toughness checks
Nat 20.
for a total
Lucky
of.
you.
Oh, that's right. For a total of 28.
All right, and Storm Fury.
Lucky you. I got a 6 total. Yes.
Oh no!
Yep. Because I've been losing those toughness points, so I've been taking them penalties. So.
Huh. Well.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna make you an offer.
Okay.
Ooh, I like this.
Okay.
You get to stay in the fight.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna take another -1.
Mm-hmm.
Going forward, Bonfire Guy gets 2 moves per turn.
Ooh. Okay. Okay.
Not starting next turn. I'll let him just finish this one off here.
Okay. All right.
Does that sound acceptable?
Yep. That's fine with me.
All right. Then in that case, it is your turn.
Ouch. All right. Oh, do I roleplay within my character? Who
Yeah,
is
so
just
you've basically been lit up. Like you have some serious burn issues going on right now.
Yeah, seriously. Like the sensible me wants to turn and go and fight some of the minions, but the other me is like, no, we're gonna get this guy. We're gonna get this guy. And like I gotta role play within my character. So
You do. That is what
yeah,
I
my
that is what I
character is gonna
request.
my character is really, really mad and does not realize how badly hurt she is, so she wants to go and take a swing at him.
All right, go for it.
Hell yeah. That is a 25.
That hits. What's the DC?
27.
All right. Yeah. Tell me what it looks like. Like you've banged him up pretty bad in this one too.
All right, so I add a big blast of wind into my fist, so I just sock him right on the underside of the jaw, and there's a gust of wind that comes out and just like
So you see him kind of like you catch him in that underside, and you see him kind of spit up blood, and maybe a tooth comes out from the fist that hit him.
Nice.
nice.
And he looks very wobbly, like it's not going to take much more to get him.
Awesome.
But he looks also very angry. I'm also going to give you. Was that the end of your turn? I'm going to give you a hero point then for sticking within the role playing.
Thank you.
So deserved.
But now these group of slam pack guys are going to come and try and wail on you.
Okay.
And they still fail to hit. Let's double check. Yeah, that fails.
As they come in for hits, I just like wobble out of the way. Woo!
The knife guys, seeing what you've done to their group of gun guys, Dr. Haze, run up to you and go to try to slash at you. But an 18 does not hit, correct?
Correct.
All right, yeah, you just continue to be unimpressed by these knife guys. And then the two bike guys decide to go after you as well, just because it looks like Storm Fury's a little preoccupied.
Makes sense.
And let's see if they're successful. They are not. I'm gonna put this out there. I've been using a digital dice roller. I don't like it. I miss having my physical dice. I feel like this thing lies.
Yeah, I like physical
I don't.
when I
Trust,
can.
I don't trust like that.
Switch it up.
Yeah, well, I guess I could try another digital dice roller. I left my dice at home. I just
Oh, that's right.
That's why I've been using it. Otherwise, I love the click clack.
Mm-hmm.
And
Clickety-clack math rocks.
exactly, you get it. And then Dr. Haze, it's your turn.
All right, knife guys.
All right.
Tired of you. So tired of you. No, slam pack guys. Big guys. They keep harassing my ally over here.
They're just harassing. They're not even really a threat.
I'll try to deck one. I'm
Okay.
gonna power attack slightly.
Go for it.
Oh, so then that's when the low will happen. So 10 plus 10. 20 to hit.
That super hits. What's the DC on that?
A 23 now.
All right. You're able to deck two of them, taking them out.
Heck yeah. I will move towards my friend slightly,
Okay.
and I'm going to extra effort for a heroic feat.
Oh, well, you also have. I mean, you still have. Or are you trying to do something else? Because I was gonna say you do have the takedown in effect still.
Oh yeah, let me do that first. I forgot how many slam pack guys there were. I was thinking
Yeah,
there was just two.
There was 4. Now there's 2 again.
Okay.
Now there's. Yeah, I'll cover the numbers then in a second here.
Gotcha. Second swing is 25.
25. That definitely hits.
DC 23.
DC 23. All right, you take down another one of them.
Okay, final for the last one. And that is a 24 to hit.
24 hits, and you knock him out too.
Woo!
So, just to kind of
Nice.
reiterate the numbers of what we got left, you took out the knife guys too, didn't you? Or did
No,
you-
I
yeah,
switched
you
from the
ignored
knife.
them.
Yeah.
All right, so there's 2 knife guys, the 2 guys on bikes, and the fire guy left.
Okay, I will move slightly towards Storm Fury, and as a hold on, as an extra effort, I'll do heroic feat, and take the interpose advantage.
Oh, okay.
And I'll turn to Storm Fury and say, like, I'll cover you. Just finish him.
All right.
I
And
nod.
so, an interpose, just so you know, Carp, means that basically if you get hit again with another attack, Dr. Haze can jump in and take that damage instead.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. You're a literal lifesaver.
And then it is the fire guy's turn, and seeing you both gathered around him, he goes, "You idiots!" And he actually, instead of focusing on you, turns around and focuses all of his energy on the back of the building. And you just see it like it is just like the whole backside of the building is erupting in flames now.
Fuck.
And then it is your turn, Storm Fury.
I am going to punch his face. I am extra mad. I'm extra mad, and I'm going to punch his face. That does a 21 hit.
21. Is that a parry or dodge? Does it say?
Wait. Oh, wait. He turned around and he focused his attention on the wall on the building, right?
Right. I just didn't know if that attack focuses. I don't know if that attack is for range or close combat.
Oh, that's close combat.
Close combat. All right, and then that does hit. What's the DC?
27.
Okay. And all right. What does it look like when you take this guy out?
It looks like since he's really, really damaged already, and he turned his head to the wall, I just deck him in the back of the head, just like very, very weakly, like pop, with a little bit of force, and just thunk down.
And his head bounces against off the wall as he wobbles backwards and says, "Ugh," and then he just falls backwards onto the ground, unconscious, and the flames kind of slowly peter out on him.
Oh, good. Now we got a burning building to worry about in these other guys. But hey,
you've got the two nice guys, the two biker guys, and the building's on fire.
Yep. We still have problems here.
Less problems, though.
Yes.
All right, and what are you doing then? I'll say we'll say that we're out of initiative.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I would like to turn to the remaining guys and say, "Your job's done. Get going, or regret it."
Roll an intimidation check.
Intimidation 18.
Oh yeah, they are absolutely like pants pissingly worried, and especially now the building's on fire. They're like, we don't want to be here right now, and they go to take off. So like the remaining guys ran away.
I pull out my phone and I call somebody. I'm like, there has been a fire. Help.
All right, and you notice that at least by comparison to the last one, this one is not. It is burning. It is bad, and it's like if left unchecked, we'll take this building out. It is not moving at nearly the rate of speed the other one did.
Okay.
I'll put a hand on Fury's good shoulder, the one that wasn't recently shot, and ask.
I don't know if Fury has a good shoulder right now.
It's just like burnt up. Is it possible for you to like suck the air out of the fire?
I can try. I might accidentally fan the flames. That's my concern. But I can try.
Let's have you do a check using your cylinder area move object.
All right.
Under your powers.
Okay, I didn't roll bad. That's the good news. Okay, so that would be oh hell yeah. So 22?
22. I will say that yes, you're able to slowly draw the oxygen away from the flames, and it's not out, but you've slowed it down significantly, buying time for the fire trucks and such to arrive.
Okay. Good.
However, while your attention is drawn, you see Bonfire. He gets up and he limps away.
No!
Um,
Ugh. Okay, well,
I would say, yeah, since we're watching the fire and we're not really in a condition to go chase after,
But hey,
we'll
I
deal with
got
him later.
pictures of him. I got pictures of him before he turns the flames on. So,
all right, yeah. And then yeah, you buy enough time that police and fire trucks start showing up, and they collect the gang members, and they are able to successfully put out the fire. The building is damaged, but it's going to be repairable. And given the evidence that you have been able to bring, you can prove that that it was definitely not caused by the tenants in any way.
Nice.
sweet.
What do you? Let's say you're talking to the investigator who's on the scene. We'll say it's actually it's Travis Carlson who you spoke to earlier.
The nice guy.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. It sounds like it was a good thing you were here at this one.
Yeah. Do you have a Band-Aid? I'm kind of beat up here.
And he sees
Look.
the state of you, and he's like, we can definitely get you some paramedics here. And he actually's gonna walk you over. He'll talk to you while he's with the paramedics.
And I show him like some stuff on my phone, and I'm like, oh yeah, you're the guy that I talked to about the fire stuff earlier today. Yeah. It's nice
Huh?
to meet you.
What?
You don't remember, huh?
No, I remember. You're Maisie?
Storm Fury.
There's a reason that I'm telling you is because I have all this evidence about these people, and I have the evidence for this fire stuff, and I don't know if you can do something with this. So I pass him my phone and I explain the things that we've seen, and I need to find a way to explain how I was there and how I know these things, and a way that I can get these photographs and all of this to play into the evidence.
Okay, so you're
Without
revealing
revealing
your
my-
identity to this.
In order to not reveal myself to everybody else, just to
Okay.
reveal it to this guy.
All right, so you're trusting Travis Carlson,
Yeah.
fire
The
investigator.
big bad.
Especially now that I know that, well, anyway. Yeah, so I trust him, and I'm like, you can't tell your friendo. I don't think he likes me very much.
Okay, I'll see what I can do with this. Yeah, let's get you patched up. And he takes you over to a paramedic, and they start giving you ointments.
I was about to say, in the interest of further protecting your identity, we could go somewhere else to patch you up instead, if you would
That
like.
works. That works too.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be in.
Oh,
I'll
you're
be
a
in touch.
doctor. You probably know some guy. Thank you. All right.
All right.
Yeah,
Where do you take her?
I would go back to the clinic. It's closed right now, but I have like the codes to get in.
Okay.
We'll go to my workplace, and we'll patch her up there.
Okay.
Beep 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 beep.
All right.
Hey, that was
Yeah,
really good work you did.
That was great work that you did. Look at all those guys that you took out. High five.
Let's get that hand wrapped. Actually,
Ow. Yeah.
well, you're gonna look like me for a little bit, but
Ow.
we should hopefully not leave you that way.
No, I might need to call in work tomorrow. I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it in.
It's a darn shame.
Looks like it.
There's probably another field trip coming in.
Oh no.
Although if you show up like this, you're a mummy. That's pretty good.
That's a
We'll
great
get a kick
idea.
out of that.
I'll say if
Oh.
you bring Dr. Haze, that's basically two mummies.
It's true. It's true.
I love it.
All right. And so, eventually you hear back from Travis. He says that it's under investigation, but it sounds like Vito Filoni is pulling a lot of strings to make this go away. But what you're able to find out is it seems like he's selling off all of the properties that were seemingly targeted.
Gotcha. Well, there's going to be more to deal with, but definitely need to rest up.
Do we find out if our properties are under new management?
Your homes, you mean? Like the actual places you live? No.
Watch,
They are not.
he owns the clinic. I'm just.
Yeah, you never did check on who owned the clinic. That's a good point.
I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, land developers, they can sometimes they can get their fingers in everything, huh?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh God.
No, that's spot on.
Yeah, that
Thank you.
was fair. I was gonna say, based on some additional research that you heard from Travis, it seems like the buildings that have burned down were going to be the previous low-cost housing was going to be replaced with luxury condos.
Of course they were. Of frickin' course.
Oh, of course.
So he seems to have been given up on that particular venture, but he's still out there.
Has
plotting.
his bonfire wherever he is.
All right, and so tell me how the next day looks for you.
I am in bed. I am not leaving.
All right, so you're recovering.
Yes.
Does your doctor pay a house call?
Does my doctor pay a house call?
If you would like, after my work shift, I'll just go straight to if she tells me where she lives, she'll show up.
It's fine. You can know. It's cool. I can text you my address. Boop boop boop. Ow, my thumbs hurt.
But for now, the district of Soda Falls in Highwind City, Michigan is safe.
Yay! Safe from gentrification for another day.
For now.
Haze and Fury versus gentrification.
I said it earlier. I said I'm bringing superheroes back to their roots, fighting enemies like landlords.
Yep.
I love it.
Next time it's going to be your local small business owner trying to stop a union.
Oh, no.
Oh, he's doomed.
Anyway, I want to thank you both, Carp and Claude, for joining me tonight. And I'd like to give you guys each a moment to kind of pitch your wares. Claude, I'll let you go first.
Okay, I noticed my weird delay thing is happening again, so that's fun. But I am and have been Claude, aka Curly Insane Guy _ on Threads and Instagram. Also, I wanted to shout out the TTRPG Collective. It's a community of TTRPG creators and enthusiasts that exist to provide mutual support. They host games, they've had game jams where they create games together, and overall, it's just a super positive group. So big shout out to them. Check us out. They're on Threads as well, and you can find the link to the Discord actually on here.
So yeah, I'll be putting links in the chat.
Appreciated.
All right, and Carp, feel free to take it away.
I am Mother of Carp on Twitch, and I'm the blue-haired girl art on Instagram. That's the _blue_haired_girl_art on my Instagram. I make things, I do stuff. Hang out with me on Twitch or don't. I'm sure you will probably see me around wherever you are.
All right, and let me just put that in here on Instagram. And I want to thank everyone who is watching at home. This has been the Masks and Mayhem podcast, producing Haze and Fury, Smoke in the Air. We will see the return of both Carp and Claude as Dr. Haze and Storm Fury in 2 weeks, 2 Mondays from today. They will return to reprise their roles in another adventure. Though keep in mind, next week we will also have another stream featuring Tattitude and Sapphire Shadow from the Redacted Rangers returning for their own adventure as well. So be sure to keep an eye out for that. And of course, you can always find us at masksandmayhem.com, where we post all of our streams, all of our episodes of the longest running Mutants and Masterminds 3rd edition podcast. I have been your game master, RC Byler. Have a great night.
Good night.